It's Jake from State Farm.
Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning. Who is it?
Lit Mobile popped over this wireless battery bank for an unboxing. Let's check this thing out and see what we got inside. This
strength. Ain't nobody man enough to feel the pain. And you could be next. You better give respect. Cause ain't nobody breaking this redneck. No, they don't want none. No, they don't want none. They don't want none. No, they don't want none. They don't want none. No, they don't want none. They looking scared. No, they don't really want none. And I'm a Mack truck. Don't get run over. We some country boys working overtime, boys. Kings of the South. We never had nothing.
Hello.
Hello.
Wait,
did things go smoothly for once? No.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Oh shit.
Ah!
Wait a minute, what?
Wait. Things went smooth. I'm scared. I don't know what to do.
Well, you're ruining
Oh,
it.
Lancer,
Say the
I
intro.
appreciate that, buddy.
Well, anyway, hello everyone. Welcome to Endgame Content, show where 4 idiots talk about things they think they know a lot about, and also could start on time if said idiots understood time zone differences. Oh, we thought we were good. You're muted, sir.
I fucked up.
Oh,
I'm the one that fucked it up this time.
At least it
Damn
wasn't me this
Oh
time.
my goodness.
It's always
Episode 100, man.
fucking-
Episode 100.
Yep, we'll get it. We'll get it one of these days.
Hopefully at that point we'll have amassed enough of a following to do it live, and it'll only go well because it's live.
Fuck, dude.
I'd love that. I've always dreamed of doing a live podcast, or a podcast in front of a live audience.
Thanks, Bailey. Appreciate that.
Y'all just
Got
give each
you,
other
homie.
love.
Filmed in front of a live studio audience.
All right. Well, introducing
much.
first to my right, the king of the googly eyes, Mr. WhiteLightningBean. Say hello.
Hi.
Oh God, my ear holes. Next, coming to us from the surface of Mars, Mr. Astro Chomp.
Too much dust.
You should get a vacuum cleaner. Might help.
Yeah, totally.
Next, across from me, we have the man who reverse hostaged himself onto the show, and now we can't get rid of him, Mr. Dark Lancer. Say hello.
Yo, what's up?
And then, last but not least, the man who's balding way faster than he would hope for, myself, Mr. Angered Egg. Hello, everyone.
I was going to say, Lancer has a extreme case of Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like stuck here.
yeah, stuck here. You don't want to go anywhere.
I love you guys.
Yeah, right. Let's, you know what? Why don't we start with the stuck, man? What have you been up to this past week? What have you been playing?
Oh shit, I wasn't expecting to go first.
I know,
Yeah,
I threw you
so
under the bus.
yeah. So play a little bit of Doom, a little bit of I've been actually kind of all over the place. Doom, Mario Kart, Animal Crossing, Pixark with the girlfriend. She loves that game, and actually I've gotten pretty addicted to it. Everybody tells me just play Minecraft. And I'm like, well, I don't know. It's not quite the same for me. What else? What else I've played? No, I finished Ori already. And oh yeah, WWE 2K. And I think that's it. So yeah, I got like a nice little assortment this week.
Chat says you've also been playing Resident Evil 3.
Yes, that too. Oh yeah, I
the
forgot
remake?
about that. That was like 2 hours. Yeah, remake. Yep.
How is it?
Yeah. It's good. Yo, what's up, Bloodman? How you doing? Yeah, so I played a lot of the original, and then got like 2 hours recently with it, with the remake, and it looks great. It feels like just an updated version of Resident Evil 2 remake. So yeah, that's pretty much it with that.
Nice, nice. I never could get into Resident Evil. Something about tank controls just...
Yeah, well, was it 4 kind of fixes that?
Yeah.
And then the newer ones like 4, 5, and kind of fixes it. And then like 2 and 3 remakes they're more refined.
I figure a trained expert should know how to move and shoot at the same time. I mean,
Why was I born with tank control syndrome?
Look at John Wick.
you know,
The man who can breathe and shoot? Yeah.
The man who can breathe and shoot.
Fuck moving and shooting. His entire bloodline is just shoot.
he's perfect for Enter the Gungeon because he literally is a walking gun.
Ooh, it's hot in here. Jeez.
All right, Mac, how about you? What have you been up to?
I've been playing a lot of Apex. Actually got a victory today.
Nice.
The
Oh,
wife
nice.
on duos.
I actually have to turn you up a little bit.
Yeah, it might be a little low stream. I was actually playing a new character, Loba. She's kind of fun, a little wonky to get used to at first. So, other than that, not much else really. Quiet on games. I'm gonna keep saying it every time. I'm just waiting for September.
Yeah, you've been a little under the radar lately, I've noticed.
Yeah,
It's a little tough getting in touch with you this week.
I'm sorry. It's just been hectic.
It happens.
A lot of Mars explosions, man.
Yeah, you know, we keep trying to send more people out there and you just keep blowing up the rockets.
Look, man, that's not me. It's whatever solar ray hits the surface and just sends a little chunk off into space. I can't help that. I wanted them to give me rocket launchers, but they said, no, you're a little unstable. And I said, fuck you. Your iOS update. I don't give a shit.
All right, Corey,
That's where you
what about
fucked
yourself?
up. iOS update.
The iOS update. You're running on Apple software? Ugh,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
the
running
problem.
Apple
You
software
actually
on
fuck the
Windows
update. Just
computer.
iOS in general. That's where you
Yeah,
fucked up.
If you're running on Apple software,
Hey,
there's an issue.
I didn't make me, they made. Just saying.
Fair.
All right, Corey, what about yourself? What have you been up to?
Well, I've been doing we did Orcs Must Die 2 Wednesday.
Oh yeah, it was
We did
so
that,
much fun. And then we got our shit rocked
Just been
out of
doing
nowhere.
some. Oh my god, yeah, that was actually a lot of fun. Just did really checking up on Animal Crossing. I haven't been doing too much on it. Just really watching the stock market essentially, or the stalk market.
Yep.
I'm
Gotta sell
my
them
bad.
turnips.
I feel physical pain every time I hear that, like actual, literal physical pain.
Gotta sell them turnips. Made
Gotta
$1 million
sell them
bells
turnips.
today, so you know.
My cabbages.
I think I'm winning on that one.
Okay.
And then I don't know if I mentioned it last time, but we did Resident Evil.
Yes,
what's it
how could
called?
I forgot about that. That was awesome.
Fucking
Someone was trying to remind you in chat.
Yeah, I know. I was on the
wow! I
spot.
just totally
I'm sorry.
blanked on what the hell it's called.
Resident Evil
Resistance.
Resistance. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
is that's the Dead by Daylight Resident Evil game,
Yeah.
right?
It's actually really well done.
You're a little
One of-
choppy there, buddy.
One the first
Hey,
match with him,
Robot
actually.
Corey.
yeah, I know. I hear you. Just give me a second.
Something's breaking up really hard over
I
here.
thought Matt
Yeah.
was the robot. What's going on here,
Right?
guys?
What's up with
Are
that?
you guys switching roles or something? You gotta let me know
I
about
don't
this
know
ahead of
what's
time.
switching roles today. Instead of Egg messing up the stream, it was Lancer. Now
There you go. How's that?
That's a lot better.
There
Yeah, I
you
just
go.
had to restart the voice meter. That's all it is.
Ah, okay.
Gotcha.
So whenever that happens, yeah. But yeah, the Resident Evil Resistance is actually really well done. Won the first match with Lancer.
See, I was leaving it up to you. I was leaving it to you so that I wouldn't steal your thunder.
But he's lightning.
Yeah,
Yes, the lightning and
comes
the
before
thunder.
the thunder.
I'm just
Yes.
I'm gonna do the rest of the podcast from under my desk, guys. I hate myself.
Ah, okay, fair enough. We'll just put an egg up on your screen.
So, Egg, you mentioned to me earlier you have actual gaming news before the bracket starts.
Oh yeah, well let me talk about what I've been doing this week.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. I thought
So
you usually start first, but you put Lancer on the spot.
oh, do I usually start first?
Yeah.
I try not to start first.
We usually
Oh.
just go around in a
Whoops,
circle.
My bad. So we've been playing Heroes of the Storm a bit more recently, and I unlocked Imperius, who is a brawler, or as we like to call him, Suplex Angel.
Oh, nice.
Because his ultimate is he grabs you, drags you to where you want to take him, and then just suplexes you into the ground. It's amazing. Like you there's a short channel, then you dash in a direction, grab the first person you make contact with, fly up into the air, and then you have a little cursor that you can move for a short period of time, and then when the time is up, you slam them into the ground, and it deals stupid damage and stuns them.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, so I just play Suplex Angel every time we play, and it's
That's
just
fucking stupid.
he has so much self-healing. Like early game, he can be kind of taken advantage of because of the long cooldowns on his skills, but like late game, oh god, once I hit like level 16, like it's over. You can't kill me. I have so much self-healing at that point, it's insane. And then if I have a healer sitting on top of me on top of that, like, you guys should just pack your bags. What else? Little bit of Siege here and there. And I got Animal Crossing. I think the greatest thing that I like about Animal Crossing right now is that I can just pick it up at my leisure. Right?
Nope.
No? What?
Corey, tell him.
Do what?
Tell him. Go ahead. Say that again, Ingrid.
I was enjoying how I can just pick up Animal Crossing at my own leisure. Why am I being told this is wrong?
See, look at he's laughing because he knows. He knows.
I can play like an hour before I go to work, and then I'm good. Like I did my
I
stuff for the day.
mean, technically, yeah, because that's pretty much what I do. I play an hour before I go into work. But you know, the thing is, it has to be like an everyday thing for you to actually progress.
Yeah, well, I mean, I
in the beginning anyway. Once you start getting like the ability to do whatever the fuck you want to do, then you can just kind of coast it out, skip a few days, you're good to go.
Yeah, I try to play at least like an hour every day, be it before or after work. But being back at work and just running doubles every day, I don't have as much time to spend into it or dump into it as I'd like. But like, you know, Stardew doesn't run on real time, so you kind of just do things as you go, you know, and then you just pass the days. And I know you can like time jump by messing with the internal settings, right?
Yes, you can. You can time travel. Just make sure you don't do that when you have, when you've invested into the stock market. Don't do that.
Yes.
I had no
But
intention
you
of
can
doing
time
it anyway.
travel, and the game will probably scold you for time traveling. But
The moment you time travel, your turnips will get spoiled.
Ew.
yeah, the turnips will
Spoiled
spoil, and then you
And
can't.
they're gonna be
you
useless.
yeah, and you lose everything.
But it's I'm enjoying what little I have been playing of it. I haven't been playing much because, like I said, I'm working doubles almost every day. But it's really cool that I could just be like, oh, cool, let me play a little bit of it here and there, collect some resources, and then go to work.
Yeah, that's a pretty good plan. I mean, you can play it like that. But it's a daily. I think that game's like a daily grind. You have to commit daily to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only reason why I left. And also Pokegirl's got over 500 hours, so she'll be like, nope, you can't do that. You have to dedicate your fucking life to it.
I can see how
I got the golden watering can now. What's up?
I can see how that game could easily become a time dump.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, Corey, I fixed whatever you were trying to do in my chat.
Yeah, I know. I saw.
Okay.
It's the multi-link.
Oh, okay. If you want to repost it, yeah, I fixed it.
Okay.
But yeah, and then I downloaded N64 emulator, and I played a little bit of DK64 before we started today.
Wait, what'd you play today?
That's what I was gonna get.
I played a little bit of Donkey Kong 64 before we started today.
Dude, I played some fucking Mario Odyssey as well. Yeah, it really was all over the place in anticipation for today.
Yeah, we gotta be prepared.
I'm actually really excited for this bracket.
This is gonna be a good one. But as Mac had mentioned, I do have some actual news before we go in. It seems like state starting to reopen has also started to jumpstart the gaming news cycles a little bit. So first thing I want to talk about, because it's probably the quickest thing, there's not a whole lot of discussion behind it. The new, the next season for this year's Rainbow Six Siege has been released. It's called Operation Steel Wave. You have a Norwegian, I think, attacker named Ace, and a South African defender named Malusi. Malusi looks like a badass. Like in her, they've only teased it. They've only given a little teaser trailer. But she's like,
in a tree?
yeah, she's like hiding in a tree, like perfectly blending in with the tree. And then Ace is, when they intro Ace, he's like going into a ruined building. He looks really dumb, but.
So they're only doing 2 ops this time?
They always do.
They've always done it. It's
Yeah, that's
two
how
ops
they've always done it.
for,
One attacker, one defender.
I thought it
2 years,
was.
2 ops per season.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. Wow,
2
I
ops
don't know
per
why I'm
season.
thinking.
But I'm really
The only
excited.
season they had multi-ops is during
It's-
Operation Health, where they had to get rid of a bunch of
Yeah.
maps that they were going to put out, and they released Zofia, Vigil, I believe. No,
They split
Yeah,
up
no,
Zafia and
Pepe
Ella
and-
between 2 different
yeah,
seasons.
that's like the only season that got fucked.
But it looks really cool. I don't think they're doing. I'm pretty sure whatever I saw a couple months ago with leaks might have been false, because they had different names. So I'm pretty sure that like whatever gadget stuff I saw on their leaks is probably false. But that's super exciting for us Siege players, because new ops are always fun, especially.
So I'm assuming after this release, they'll just do the 1-in-1,
Yeah, they're gonna do
or the
after,
1-in update and then the 1-in update.
after this season. Yeah, they're gonna be doing 1 new op and 1 reworked op for a little while.
I wonder which one's gonna be first, the Chanka or the
Oh,
other
it's
one?
totally gonna be Chunks. It's 100% gonna be Chunks.
The Junkie
Better
Boy.
be fucking shocked.
Chunky
Ubisoft
boys.
is gonna get a strongly worded letter in the form of a bag of dog shit. Fuck off.
Just put an ACOG on his fucking turret. Give him a flamethrower.
Yes, I can't wait. I'm so excited. It's like an
gonna
incendiary
be
grenade launcher. Just give the man an M32 rotary grenade launcher as his primary. Like, forget anything else. Just give the man a rotary grenade launcher.
Oh my god, he's
Got
gonna be
10
so
rounds, make him
fucking
count.
overpowered. He's gonna be the one people ban in fucking ranked.
Oh yeah, because nobody's gonna want to deal with this large
No.
Russian fucking Siberian bear coming down the fucking hallway.
He
Like-
is the Lord.
What is that, a Monty? Fuck you, Monty.
His elite skin is just gonna be him in fucking Pope
I
clothes.
actually don't need the light. That's crazy.
Oh jeez.
Okay, so next up on the cycle, I actually really like this. So I saw this while I was just kind of perusing around. Apparently, U.S. spending on video games just hit a new quarterly record. So specifically, the quarter only covers January to March. So the next quarter ends June 30th. Is probably going to be. They're projecting it to be higher.
Well, yeah, no shit, because of Ghost of Tsushima and the Paper Mario.
Well, also because coronavirus, people stuck indoors.
I mean that too, but you know, just good games are coming out.
So in the first what is it? Period. The first quarterly record, the first quarter, 10.9 billion spent on gaming. Now, of that 10.9, only 770 million of it was in hardware. The rest of it was in games and microtransactions.
Damn.
Wow.
Speaking of microtransactions, it's a good segue.
Well, hold on.
You
one
know
more.
what the cult?
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, the top titles that were included in this $10.9 billion figure: Animal Crossing: New Horizons, obvious; Call of Duty: Modern Warfare, Doom Eternal, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, Fortnite, Grand Theft Auto 5, Minecraft, MLB The Show 20, and NBA 2K20. Were the top. Some of those were microtransactions, some of those were actual game purchases, but those were the top titles.
GTA will always be there.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So, have you guys ever heard of a game called The Culling?
It sounds familiar.
It is a battle royale, but it's like a survival. So you craft your own weapons and shit. Think of like the Hunger Games. It's pretty much what that was.
If
Well-
Corey's getting excited about a battle royale, we all need to listen.
Hold the fuck up. That was a couple years ago. Fast forward about a year later when Fortnite came out. And then like the battle royale portion of it. They came out with the culling 2, and then they made it just like, you know, PUBG and Fortnite. And within a week, they fucking took the culling 2 offline.
Damn.
Yeah, within a week of its release, they took it offline and gave refunds back to everybody.
That's
And then the first culling had already been offline at this point. So, fast forward to, I'm going to say sometime this year, I think it was, or last year. They reopened the culling. But, here's the thing. You pay $6, right, for the game. And then you get 1 free match a day. And then you have to pay for other matches.
Oh.
So it's pay to play to pay to play.
That is the most disgusting business model I think I've ever heard of.
That's something you would think EA would do.
Yeah,
That's fucking
that's
disgusting.
yeah.
It's not even
literal
pay to win, it's pay to play.
pay to play.
Like you legitimately have to pay to
That
play another
sounds-
match.
That sounds
Oh
worse
my
than
To
all
maybe win.
subscriptions.
That's awful. That sounds awful.
How much is it per match?
It's like they give you like 10 tokens, and it's like $1 is like 10 tokens, and it's like in packs and shit. And it's like the highest is like $6. So the price of the fucking game.
That's fucking sad. And
Yeah.
That's just
take the
wrong.
game down.
Yeah, right. Just close
You need
it.
to die.
Yeah.
Just call
Yeah.
it a day.
And see, it seemed like a great concept. Like when I was first hearing about it, I was like, oh yeah, oh, okay, that sounds fucking awesome. You craft your own shit and go at it.
Yeah,
All
that
right,
sounds
let's do it.
awesome.
Yeah, no.
The thing is, it's like
Get your
pay to
thought.
win. Pay to win's really bad. Like pay to win's like horrible. Just pay to just per play.
You might as well
The
go play
fuck?
in
What
an
are we?
arcade.
Yeah, I was gonna say where the fuck we're in the arcade now. Is this,
Yeah, right.
Oh, and if you win, then you get that. You know, you get another free game.
Oh God.
That's fucking stupid. That's not a
Yeah.
good
So
concept
hey, yeah,
at all.
yeah, okay, yeah, you can
Late punch. Thanks for the host.
play it, and oh, okay, if you win, cool, I'll play again. You
I've
don't win
earned
that
the
one,
right to play the
you
game
kinda
I
fucked there,
bought.
bud.
Yay.
Yeah, it's kind of
bullshit.
that's kind of crazy. So what do we have next? Oh, here's one. Here's one you guys will love. Who's excited for Assassin's Creed Valhalla?
This guy
am.
is.
Okay,
I
well,
am.
don't get your hopes too high, because
I don't give a fuck.
Ubisoft has just announced that. Well, I guess if you play on console, don't get your hopes up. Ubisoft has announced that on console, the game won't be running higher than 30 frames per second. Even on new age technology, it is locking at 30 FPS.
All right, looks like I'm getting it for PC.
PC Master Race.
The exact line is, according to Ubisoft, Assassin's Creed Valhalla won't run at 60 FPS on Xbox Series X, which likely means it won't run at 60 FPS on any system other than very high-end gaming PCs.
I think my favorite news regarding that game was the drama that unfolded about the female Viking model.
Oh my
'Cause People
God.
are tired of Ubisoft not giving their women boobs, I guess. Because the one shown or showcased, she's just an average looking Viking woman. It's like, cool, that's fine, I don't care. But everybody else was in an uproar. Let her.
She doesn't have boobs.
Give her tits. Is
Why does my character model not have tits? This game's
Oh, it's-
stupid.
Well,
shit. God, this girl virgin.
so we were talking last. What was it last week or the week before? We were talking about franchises releasing a game every year.
Mhm.
Yeah. This is the reason why I don't like Assassin's Creed, is because they have now with this one they have 23 releases in 11 years.
I didn't realize we were up
That's
to
worse.
23 already.
That's worse than any 2K series. That's
Well, 3 of them came out at the same time.
Which 3
Well-
came out at the same time?
It's the one for the PSP. It was like the side scrolly fucking one with like
Oh.
China, India, whatever the fuck.
The running
Yeah, I
out of
mean, it's
places to
still.
go.
I mean, it's still a lot of. That's a lot of releases for 11 years, though. Even if you cut those 3, or if
Yeah.
you put those all into one release.
It's almost 2 per
That's
year.
bonkers, man. That's
Oh, yeah.
ridiculous.
That many releases for 11 years. That's 2 releases a year. So
Jesus.
basically, you got we're talking about 18 months to make a good game.
Mhm.
You basically got 6 months. So
Yeah.
they've got to be copying and pasting the fuck out of that franchise.
Oh, for sure.
I think as of recently they kind of are when it comes to at least the battle system, because Odyssey plays just like Origins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking with Mel about Assassin's Creed games the other day, and how we both like how they started out as kind of almost like a little bit of a platformer-esque stealthy type of game, and then it just turned into straight beat 'em up actiony type of games. Like it's almost like, oh yeah, you're this cool badass assassin who's supposed to hide in crowds, but if you just walk up to a dude, beat the shit out of him, and just beat the shit out of a bunch of other dudes, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Whereas in the earlier games, like if you got caught, you kind of got fucked.
Yeah.
Unless
And you
run
had to
away.
go and blend into the crowd.
There's no real there's no real downside to playing like a fucking mongoloid.
No, there isn't.
Especially not in Odyssey. Literally my favorite move in that game is just to Spartan kick people 3 miles in the other
I was
fucking
just gonna say
direction.
Sparta kick.
No, the best move is to fucking Sparta kick him off a cliff and have him
Yeah,
instantly
I
die.
did, dude. I was so pissed with myself. It's supposed to be the super hard boss. I saw a cliff and I'm like, oh, you fucked up. I kicked him right the fuck up, dead. Took his gear and left.
That's what I do with the fucking the bounty hunters. Like if I'm in the city and they see me, I climb up on top of a building and they climb up. I Sparta kick them off. Half their health is gone and they're dumb enough to climb back up.
By the time
By the time they're up there, my kick's already recharged and I'm kicking their ass off again.
That's great.
It's so dumb. It's fun, but it's dumb and it's bad.
That sounds pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. Fun game, but
Yeah.
Corey, I was gonna let you talk about this. You texted me the other night. There were a couple big announcements for the Switch. Some big games coming out. I've been getting yelled at in chat about one in particular, which I understand because I'm pretty excited about it too. But go ahead.
Paper Mario.
Yes.
Yes.
I love the
I
Paper
am
Mario series.
super excited for Paper
can't
Mario.
wait for super realistic graphics instead of
Hey,
cartoons.
you shut
I'm
your
gonna have
fucking
real
more
paper
mouth,
on
all
the
right?
tree. I'm gonna have to buy a Nintendo Labo.
We don't talk about Nintendo Labo, all right?
Hey, you shut your mouth right there.
We don't talk.
All right,
about
if I want to put some cardboard over my Switch, I'm gonna do it with Nintendo cardboard.
Nintendo Cardboard.
Nintendo Cardboard.
The funny thing about the Labo is that there's absolutely no risk. Like if a truck flips over and like sets on fire, they pretty much lose the same amount of money as a ramen truck getting exploded.
We lost an entire
It was
stock
like,
of
oh my
Nintendo
god, it's
Labo.
$12. We lost
How much did it
$12.
affect the stocks? 50 whole set. Are you serious? Is that what you're panicking about?
Anyway, go ahead.
Oh no, all of our cardboard boxes. What do we do? Oh, I'm crying.
Oh, we just make them build robots with it.
Why?
Fucking-
Why? Oh god. What else? What there was another game, I think, aside from just the
Yes, Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet. I saw Paper Mario.
I do not know what Ghost of Sashimi is.
It's the Google
Oh
engine.
my goodness.
Ghost of Tsushimi.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima. Think
Ghost
of
of Sushi.
a much better Assassin's Creed.
The box art looks really cool.
I mean, if it's about any era in Japan, it's automatically going to be better than most.
Oh yeah, you can choose to be a fucking ninja or a goddamn samurai.
Fuck yeah.
The box art looks
options.
beautiful.
Everything about this game looks beautiful. Oh my god, I want to pre-order it. It comes with a fucking Oni mask. I have to have that.
I didn't know what the special edition came with, but now since I do, I'm definitely getting
It comes with a couple of scrolls, special edition book, statuette of a smaller golden Oni mask, a samurai statue, and a horse. Or I think that's actually in game. And then it comes with a fucking full size like lower half Oni mask, black with like gold teeth.
So what's going to end up happening is when we finally get a camera out to the surface of Mars, we're just going to have Mac in the Oni mask for every show.
Oh yeah,
hat on and my hoodie on like normal.
Yeah, we'll still never see.
Hey, can you just Photoshop an Oni mask on that?
Yeah, I think next week it's gonna have a photoshopped Oni mask.
First time I get a camera and I start up, I'm playing that that Japanese yo.
Oh my god, yes. I gotta figure out how to do that. So just every time it starts up,
No, it's gotta be the Soldier Boy one. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh god.
Just get the little toy. It's like a little mini drum with two balls on it. You just twirl it side to side and you just hits them.
Oh man. All right. Is there any other news? Any other big announcements?
Metroid Prime 4 is back in development.
Oh fuck yeah!
Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath expansion. What is that?
Yeah, friendships.
Yeah, instead of making another Mortal Kombat, they're actually continuing off the Mortal Kombat.
Oh wow, that's
awesome.
Great.
They're doing basically what DLC should be. It expands the story. Yes. They're expanding the story, and then they're adding new content, new characters, the friendships. So they're adding RoboCop, which kind of feels a little weird, but
I love it.
The game is slower. MK11 is slower. Yeah, the game is slower. The combat's slower. So RoboCop makes sense here. He wouldn't have made sense in Mortal Kombat X. Who else did they add? Fujin and Shiva. And there's gonna be 3 more that they're gonna add after. But yeah, like typically when you do a season pass, they don't add more story. They just give you characters. So I kind of like this. I kind of like the add-on. It's just giving you like a little, not too much to make a whole other game, but it's like a nice expansion. Like, okay, this will happen after the the main story.
That's awesome.
I'm just excited for RoboCop content. I can't wait to see all the dumb shit he can do. Because like in the movies, you see him as this waddling mass of plastic and man stuck in sweaty suit. They're gonna make that look badass.
If he doesn't waddle in game, I'm rioting.
He summons Ed 209 to fucking kill you. It's awesome. It's a robot that summons a bigger fucking robot. It's awesome.
Yeah. That's the best. Robots that summon robots.
What makes a robot better? Make him summon a fucking robot.
More robots.
Need more
robots. He looks pretty good.
Fucking robots.
I'm surprised at how well he translates into the game. So
it's like his big fender bender looking titties, the chest plate that looks like an old ass car. He just took a police cruiser and stapled it to his chest.
Yeah, so that's
or just give him a fucking radio and have him go wee wee.
I fucking love RoboCop. It's so stupid. Fuck. A staple of robots everywhere.
Oh, you know what I forgot to mention that I've been playing?
Oh.
No. We're gonna get to that next. I just want to say one quick thing before we start with the bracket. Okay, so I was convinced earlier this week to play Ori. What is the first one? To the Blind Forest, right?
Yeah. playing that. It's pretty dope.
Okay, so
I got to witness your sadness.
I was convinced to play Ori and the Blind Forest, and I was not. I was told that this game caught you in the feelings. Okay, I was not prepared to be this close to tears in the first 5 minutes. I hadn't even started the game, and I was like, dude, I need to turn this off because I'm gonna start crying. Like, it hurt, man. It hurt.
Strong, you didn't like seeing mom die?
No. No. Nobody likes seeing mom die.
Did you get to the ending yet?
Hey, Astro, you really are an unfeeling robot.
No, I haven't gotten to the end yet. I've only been I
can't wait for you to see why the owl's mad, dude. It's gonna be great.
I'm not okay with this. I'm not. Don't tell me. We will all experience it together when I get there eventually.
Laughing the whole time.
You change your name to Sad Egg.
Yeah, you know what? After playing Ori, I'm just gonna be Sad Egg. Well, I'll be changed forever. Okay. Well, now that we've got that out of the way, I think it's bracket time, boys.
Oh yeah, boys.
Are we ready for this one?
42 minutes in.
Yeah, we had a lot to talk about today. I was excited. That's a good thing. This podcast is gonna be a little long.
I just realized I'm the odd man out when it comes to screen placement.
What do you mean?
But I don't give a fuck.
All right, so this week's bracket. That's Twitter. Why did it pull up my Twitter?
Wow, Marisha Ray.
I guess it could have been worse that it could have been scrolled on top of, right? Okay, are we good now? Are we safe? I think we're safe. Okay.
I guess no
Ooh, fancy display.
That could have been bad. So, this week's bracket has been brought to us by Dark Lancer himself. We let him come up with the
parameters,
topic, with the genre.
The genre and the parameters, yeah.
Yeah,
so we had to set parameters for this one too.
Yeah, so it started out. It was initially just going to be platformers, but we had to set some parameters, and so it's specifically 3D platformers, and this is a good one. I like the way that this one came out. So just real quick before we get started, gonna run down the matchups. Starting at the top, we have Oddworld Munch's Odyssey against Rise of the Tomb Raider, Mario Odyssey against Rayman 2, Crash Bandicoot Warped, which is the third one. I had to Google that because I couldn't remember. Against Super Mario Galaxy, Ratchet & Clank, the 2016 remake, up against Jumping Flash, Donkey Kong 64 and Sly Cooper, Jack 3 and Prince of Persia. That is what, the 2006 one or 2000?
2008.
Right? Yeah,
Prince of Persia 2008.
The 2008 remake. Conker's Bad Fur Day against Uncharted 4, and Sonic Adventure 2 against Banjo-Kazooie. So yeah, this is gonna be a doozy. Yes, I do have we did update the bracket. So if you boys are ready, we can get started with the first matchup. Start the tournament with Oddworld Munch's Odyssey versus Rise of the Tomb Raider. This is
real quick
old versus new.
before you guys get started. Rise of Tomb Raider, is this which one is this? The one, the third one, the third of the reboot? Or the first of the reboot.
I think it's the latest one.
The latest one. Shit.
I haven't actually played any of the reboot Tomb Raiders.
Played the first one. That came out.
How similar?
Oh no, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So it's the second one.
Okay, so how similar to the first one is it? Is it close enough? Because I played the first of the reboot.
Okay, that's this one. It's pretty similar to it, except you do a lot more killing.
Okay, fair.
I have not played the reboot, but I've heard good things about them.
You can either be think of it like Uncharted with a bow.
That doesn't give me high hopes.
because you can go in there guns blazing, or you can just be like silent bow, go in silent with the fucking bow, poison arrows, poison traps, go to dead bodies and put an actual poison trap on them, so when they inspect it, they get gassed and they die and all that shit.
Damn.
Yeah, on top of raiding tombs and getting treasures and shit.
You traded chest mass for absolute brutality.
Dude, you already sold me with all that.
But you're talking brutality. Have you played Oddworld Munch's Odyssey?
Oh yeah, Oddworld is.
I mean, you can mind control an enemy and run them into a meat grinder.
But it's also a game that's so fucking like I couldn't control that game for my life.
Oh, yeah, the controls are a little wonky, and it does kind of make you feel a little gross at times.
It feels less like a platformer and more like I'm gonna press this button that says jump, and then look at the screen and wait a total of 30 years for the fucker to move.
See, I didn't have that issue when I played.
It's just such a you have to absolutely know what the fuck you're gonna do.
Yeah.
It's not like most platformers where you just hit button jump platform that you know you're gonna jump to. But in this one, it's like, okay, there's gonna be a guy around this corner. I died to him like 47 times last time. It's just like, fuck.
It does a really good job of implementing various types of mechanics between the two main characters, though.
Oh, for sure.
So, like, you have kind of a little bit more of a stealth approach with Abe. And then you have a little bit more of the platforming type of style and puzzle solving with Munch. Munch is the one in the wheelchair, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Abe's the one with the mouth sewn shut.
Yeah.
Munch is the one in the wheelchair. It's a weird game. It's a really weird game. It kind of can make you feel a little uncomfortable with yourself at times.
Isn't it literally all about a cannibalistic company that mulches up their own employees to make
and then turns them into soda? Yeah. Yeah, it's a little weird.
I played the first Abe's
Odyssey.
Very first one. And that was, I mean, how similar is this one to it?
Abe's Odyssey was 2D, right? That was a side scroller.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that's the one I played.
No, it's a totally different game.
Okay.
But
it's just as weird, probably, right?
Oh yeah, it's definitely just as weird.
Okay.
It's a terrifying mess.
It's yeah, but I mean, that's kind of the quirkiness to it, right? Like, that's kind of the appeal. It's just how weird and gross, and like some of the puzzles, like I said, involve you mind controlling an enemy and then running them into a meat grinder.
I was honestly hoping this one would go up against Conker's Bad for a day.
Yeah, me too. That would have been a really good matchup. Yeah. I'm a little torn just because I haven't played the new Tomb Raiders. I've never been big on Tomb Raider, so.
I mean, I've never played. I haven't played the second or third one yet. I played the first one.
Yeah, I played the first.
The story of it is really fucking amazing.
Isn't the second one like just your Japanese friend gets possessed by Japanese ghosts?
No, it's nothing Japanese.
I remember there was something involved in one of those games. I ran into a spoiler and I was just too interested to look away.
But no, you're going up against a company that I think you're both going after the Holy Grail or some shit like that. I forgot what you were going after.
Insert mythical object here.
Essentially, yeah.
That's what Tomb Raider and Uncharted is. Every single game.
Yeah,
insert mythical object here.
Basically.
Yeah. And you're pretty much trying to beat them to the punch before they can get to it and profit off of it. So you can get to it and profit off of it.
Yeah. So, not a lot of discussion about these two. I feel like these two
Not really, no.
flew under the radar a little bit.
They're on two totally different spectrums. So you got one, it's actually like, a platformer, and you're, I guess, killing a bunch of people.
And actually serious, whereas...
I don't know what really Munch's Odyssey
I saw a cat tail and
doing.
Yeah, no, my cats are...
Got a worm behind you. I was like, the fuck is that?
No, my
cats factor, I'm sure.
Egg's all like, that's no cat tail.
Hey.
He's like, I will jump on you and I will bite you.
It's just like,
There's my buddy Gaston who's just trying to hang out. So, all right, Mac, where's your vote?
I'm gonna go with Tomb Raider. I do like the Tomb Raider game more than I do the Odyssey games, because they're a little. It's a little more fun, I guess.
Okay.
And the raunchiness gets to be, you know.
Yeah, I feel you. Lancer.
damn it, I was gonna wait. I was hoping I was gonna be the last to vote here.
I'll jump you. I'll go to Corey.
I'm gonna have to go with Tomb Raider.
Just in the subject of keeping Lancer last, I'm going with Munch's Odyssey. It's just, I enjoy it. I haven't played Tomb Raider. I'm sure I'd enjoy it if I played it, but I haven't played it. So.
Oh, yeah, you would.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Tomb Raider. I played Tomb Raider, the first one, and if Corey says it's about the same, I'm pretty sure I will enjoy that one just as much. So yeah, I'll go with Tomb Raider. I did play a little bit of was it Oddworld or Abe's Odyssey?
Yeah.
The old one.
Yeah, for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
yes,
I mean, regardless of how old it is, Abe's Odyssey is considered to be a masterpiece. Like,
oh yeah, that was a great
it's
game.
got a huge cult following, and it's
Yeah. I mean, for my style, my taste, I'm gonna go Tomb Raider in this one too. Just I just like the, stealth. If I don't want to stealth, I just want to go guns blazing.
yeah.
I can do that too.
Go full Rambo as a small British woman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're on two totally different spectrums of
Look at how
platformers.
fancy my bracket is. Oh, I found the
Oh, I
perfect
see that.
program.
You fancy bitch.
Isn't it awesome? I love it. Sorry, I just had to show it off a little bit.
Are you so bougie?
I
Now, if Abe
know.
suddenly whipped out a fucking minigun and just ripped his fucking dick, I'd be all about it.
Here we go. This is what I wanted.
All right.
All right.
Next on the matchup, we have Mario Odyssey versus Rayman 2.
I don't know anything about Rayman, dude.
I haven't played either of these games.
I only remember the 2D games. I don't remember any of the 3D. And then, if anything, the biggest thing I remember about the Rayman franchise were the stupid little bunny rabbits.
Rabbids.
The fucking screaming crackhead thumb creatures with bunny ears.
I love those.
Fucking, I remember they had a show on Nickelodeon that's terrifying.
I fucking love
There was a
Rabbids.
show on Nickelodeon?
Yes, and it was the most crackhead, just drug-induced hallucination you could ever fucking watch in your life. It was so fucking weird.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Fucking look up an episode.
I'm not sure I want to.
It's just so weird. It's just there's no voice acting. It's just a bunch of tiny rabbit creatures screaming. That's it. They're so fucking off. And then I know more about Mario Odyssey, and I haven't even played that game. No, it's a game. And it looks. I've seen plenty of speed runs.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Mario Odyssey played and talked about, and I think really the coolest aspect, in my opinion, is the fact that you can throw your hat at somebody and take them over, and you get to be a T-Rex at one point.
Yes.
Yeah,
Possession.
So this actually brings on another thing, another discussion we've been having, Lancer.
Uh-huh.
How Mario is the fucking bad guy.
Oh yes.
Yeah, Mario.
Yes.
Mario-
Of course, Mario's the bad
He's an
guy.
asshole. All right. So listen to this, right? Bowser, right? He's just trying to get. He's dressing up nice, right? And he wants to marry Peach. Well, you know what? He like I said, he dresses himself all nice. He goes and courts her. She says no. He's like, babe, let me give you a chance. And she might have been like, okay, yeah. Someone took it as, hey, this motherfucker kidnapped her. Go whoop his ass. So Mario starts rolling up, possessing everybody along the way. All right.
Invading people's literal inside personal space. If you
Exactly.
wanted to say a small
Invading everyone's
Italian man
personal
entered my
bubble.
body, that is the game.
He's just like, hey, what's up, bitch? I need you. Toss a hat on you. Now you're mine.
He basically
What's up?
fucks you
I control your body.
And then when he's done with you, since if he doesn't want to deal with you, he'll just walk off the side of the side of the level, and then jump out of the possessed whatever thing, and then they just fall to their death.
Mario
Or if
just
you're a
commits
tower of
mass
Goombas,
genocide in so many
and
different ways, man.
you hop off of them and you jump on every single fucking Goomba.
What? This is the weirdest Mario description I've ever heard.
Mario is a fucking
Mario's a fucking bad guy.
dude.
Yeah, Mario's the bad guy. Look, Bowser got Peach a bouquet of
Yeah.
like those plants. Like who can say that they've done that for their
All
significant
right, I'm
other?
voting on Rayman 2 because
Those are very, very exotic plants.
Mario, this is what Mario does for fucking Peach. He physically abuses her in Mario Party and fucking sports games and fucking
Smash Bros.
Smash Bros. Fucking
Really
rams her
yeets the
off the road in Mario Kart, explodes her in Mario Kart. Meanwhile, Bowser's like, "Look, bitch, I just want to marry you."
Trying to put a
Look,
ring.
bitch, I love you.
he's just trying to find somebody to raise his 17 kids. Harry,
fucking
Larry, Barry. I think that's what their names are, right?
You know what happens? You know what happens? He got what he deserved. He beat the fuck out Bowser, right? And do you plan on playing it, Greg?
We'll hit the spoiler finger. Go ahead. Spoiler finger. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler finger. So he beats the fuck out of Bowser, right? And then he goes to be like, "Oh, hey girl, what's up?" And she goes, "Nah, fam." Pull that fucking number on him. So he didn't even get anything out of it. So he's a fucking simp.
Fucking Mario has always been a goddamn simp.
I don't understand what's going on anymore. All I know is that
Mario is a simp. That's all you need to know.
I think I'm voting on Rayman 2. I don't know.
Peach is a cock tease.
She really is a genuine guy, and fucking Mario is an Italian genocidal maniac.
I don't even know. Like, we haven't talked about the game other than consuming people's souls momentarily. Like, I don't even know what's going on anymore.
Okay, so so I just played the game. I just played it the other day. It's awesome. That's all you really have to know. It's amazing.
I've heard great things about it.
Yeah, it's great. Like it's basically Mario 64. Like everything that was great about Mario 64 and everything that was revolutionary. Well, it's not revolutionary now, but
yeah,
everything that made Mario 64 so great, but it was a couple things are buggy. Like this game fixes everything. Like it's basically the Mario 64 but perfect.
Yeah.
It's a perfect game. It has so many different things to do. You don't ever feel like stuff gets repetitive in that game. They give you a lot to do. There's like 999
it's a huge collectathon.
Yeah, the power moons to collect all the different worlds that you can travel to. And they're all very unique, and it's just what game is it going up against?
Rayman 2.
I don't even have to look at what. Well, maybe I should look, but there aren't too many games in my opinion that beats Mario Odyssey in terms of like 3D platform. It is like the quintessential 3D platformer, and it's so accessible, and it also has stuff for people that want to challenge themselves. It's kind of a whole package, really. Like Mario Odyssey has everything.
Yeah,
despite Mario being an asshole and being a wedding crasher and not including his fucking brother.
Real quick, cutting into the brackets here real fast. I have an anonymous viewer who would like to know if you're wearing pants, Lancer.
No.
Okay, continue with regular scheduled program.
Here, no, it's hot, so I'm wearing shorts. So technically, no pants.
I'm wearing basketball shorts.
None of us are wearing pants.
I know who that anonymous person was.
I'm not saying names.
I know it was Pokegirl. I know it was her.
I'm not saying names. So, I haven't played Rayman 2. I haven't played Super Mario Odyssey, but I know more of Odyssey than I do of Rayman 2. And I feel like we kind of accidentally brought a couple powerhouses to this bracket.
Yeah, I think that's not me, guys. Sorry.
Me too, because I brought 2 powerhouses actually.
Mario
And
Odyssey.
2. So I think Mac, what's your vote for?
Mario Odyssey. As much as I despise the genocidal wife beater plumber man.
I'm gonna have to turn you up here. I'm gonna do that real quick while we. Yeah, that should be good.
He's not even a wife beater. She's not married to him. He's just a dude who comes up and beats the shit out of her.
Lancer?
He's the Italian fucking mob.
He is the Florida man.
I like Rayman. I like Rayman. But I don't. I won't. I can't go against Mario Odyssey here. Can't.
Corey, I don't even think I need to ask. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's too good. I mean, it's just like I said. It's so accessible. Anybody can pick it up and play it. It's good across the board, no matter like what skill level. Anyone can play it.
Corey?
Well, you think you know the answers. What do you think the answer is?
I'm thinking you're gonna side with the Italian mafia over here.
Yeah, Mario Odyssey.
We spent all that
Even though
time.
he's an asshole. He spent the entire time just like shitting on him.
Yeah, tearing it down. But yeah, the game is just too good.
Look, when I found out that you could be a T-Rex at one point, I didn't even care if the game was good or not. Game of the year.
When I found out that's a nearly extinct creature and give him head trauma.
Yeah.
The game of the year icon, and it has the little hat possessing it.
Yeah, exactly.
You must switch picture.
All right. Well, speaking of Mario powerhouses, here comes another one. We have Crash Bandicoot Warped against Super Mario Galaxy.
Ooh.
Before we even jump into this, unpopular opinion, not a big fan of the 3D Super Mario games. Aside from Odyssey, which again I haven't actually played.
Super Mario Galaxy was basically like a humongous precursor for Odyssey in a sense. Yeah. It was when they started doing the crazy like mechanics for like the Mario games rather than it just being, you know, fluid again, as much as I love fluid from Sunshine. They introduced the whole gravity mechanic, all the crazy crap you can do with the place.
And you got to be Luigi.
And you get to be Luigi. And it's just a beautiful fucking game in general. The music is amazing. I love how hyped the music gets.
I think it put all the good aspects of the Wii into 3D platforming.
It introduced everyone's favorite Mario Kart waifu for a bit, Rosalina, which was fucking hilarious for a bit. Which, by the way, unpopular theory that people love for some reason, at least a smaller group love, that Rosalina is a time traveler and that it's Luigi's daughter.
Yeah,
yeah. Actually, there's a lot of evidence.
I've seen a lot of stuff about that.
There's a huge amount of evidence for it, and it's nuts, and I love it. But fucking, it's just a great game. It plays amazingly. A lot of it is very creative, fun.
Is it just me, or is everybody a little choppy tonight?
My consent.
Yeah, it is. I think it's just the audio. The way the audio is cutting out a little bit.
Yeah, it's here. Let me try changing the server real quick. Might help. Boop boop boop. Hopefully that helps.
Oh, I hear it better now.
Oh yeah.
It might have been this.
Maybe.
And in the vein of Crash Bandicoot, as much as I love Crash Bandicoot because he's a new shit, the games get very repetitive unless you go into the really bad ones, Titans and the Fusion Titans sequel to even worse.
I feel like Mac is now even choppier than before.
Yeah, he's cutting out now.
Yeah, as my shit completely.
Just redo your voice meter.
Okay, give me a second here.
Yeah, just exit out and load it back up.
I think 3 was the first time you could play as somebody other than Crash, right? You could play as his sister.
You
could
could have
play
done that
as
first
sure. I don't
one.
know if I don't know if you couldn't have switched characters before, but
I
yeah,
know
you play as her though. Yeah, in 3.
Yeah, I know
Warp.
the first one is only Crash. The second one
By that I mean I got confirmed for 2.
Is only Crash.
is
No,
only
but I
Crash. So
think
yeah,
you
the third one is the first time that you could play as somebody else.
Yeah.
And I loved the stages where you played it as his sister. For whatever reason, I was like, yay, I'm not Crash Bandicoot. I get to play as his sister.
No,
But
if
you're on
you
a
look
tiger.
If you look at it, every other platforming franchise at the time at least had a variety of characters to choose from, whereas Crash was just Crash, and then his sister, and then everybody wanted to play as what was his name, Tiny, I think. Yeah, but you never get the chance to. He's just like a back character. In any of the games, but in the vein of this game, I can't say I ended Super Mario Galaxy because Super Mario Galaxy is nut. And it's weird because we have 2 Super Mario games on this fucking list, and I really don't want a second one to go forward. Yeah,
I just genuinely like the Crash Bandicoot series. I have really good, very fond memories of playing all of them, and oh, I'm sorry. They were a little frustrating for baby Greg and not understanding how platforms worked, but I loved them. I thought they were really fun games. I think the third one's really cool.
I actually liked the Game Boy Advance one better than Warped.
There was a Game Boy Advance Crash Bandicoot game?
Yeah,
Wow.
Crash Bandicoot: The Huge Adventure.
There's also the Crash Bandicoot crossover game with the Spyro games for the Game Boy.
Yes, there was.
And vice versa.
I didn't
That was
know
a
there was a Game
fucking
Boy
trip.
Advance Crash game. That's awesome.
Yes,
There were
there
several
was.
Game Boy Advance Crash games.
That's
Yeah.
cool as hell.
I actually preferred that one better because I don't know. It's like the
This
2D aspect
Crash
of it.
Bandicoot isn't looking good on this list because everybody's just like, yeah, I like the other games.
Yeah, like this one in particular.
I like all of them. I like the
I
whole
liked it.
trilogy.
I love the
Like I think it was like the first one on PS2, right? Warped.
No, it was still on
No,
the PS1.
all 3 were on PlayStation.
Yeah, they're all on PS1.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the Crash
What am I
games are
thinking of?
fucking mad.
Yeah. I
They
might
are
still have my copy of the first game somewhere.
relics of the past.
What am I
If they were
thinking
any
of?
older, it'd be on the fucking
Yeah,
N64.
it's pretty old. That was you could tell that was one of my picks too. It's pretty
But
old.
if-
game.
I
Because
mean,
like
if you
what
look-
Crash came out at the beginning of the next generation of like
If you look at the
consoles.
graphics, though, it still kind of holds up a little bit.
You might be looking at the trilogy, Insane Trilogy, which was updated.
Yeah,
They
which
like
was clearly
re-released and
rebooted.
updated. Yeah, they remastered or whatever.
Fucking just
Nah, I'm looking at some older pictures.
That's the one. That's why I didn't. Okay, so Warped wasn't the one I. Yeah, I was thinking of Wrath of Cortex.
Even in some of the older, in
So the one
original
after that
game.
was the one I liked more.
I don't know. Crash Bandicoot looked weird as fuck back then with his gigantic eyes. I fucking hate his massive eyes.
He's meant to look weird.
Yeah, I know. Literally, his whole story is, oh, I'm just a fucked up mutant.
Was
That's
it this
it.
one? What was the story of this one? Was this the one where they were trying to get batteries for his sister's laptop? Or was that the second one?
If that is a plot for Crash Bandicoot, I'm sorry, but what the fuck?
Yeah,
I didn't even
there's-
realize that.
There's an entire one of the game. The entire
Crash,
plot
I
is
need batteries for my
his
laptop.
sister's. His sister's.
I don't think it was that game because they were collecting like those purple crystals.
It might
Yeah,
have
that
been
was the
one
second.
then.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
second one. Yeah, they get the battery into. Yeah.
The main plot of the
Oh
second
my
Crash
God.
Bandicoot game is his sister's
Laptop
laptop
needs
dies.
batteries.
I mean, he's a good brother for going to get them, but going through all that to get them, he couldn't. Don't they have like grocery market?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fuck.
It's a weird plot line, but It's Crash
Everything about
Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot is so fucking like the games are fun, but everything about it is so fucking weird. He's a weird little fuzzy bandicoot creature who was once normal and then fucking some weird balding man with a metal end stapled to his forehead fucking said, I'm gonna turn it into a super monster. And then he came out stupid and escapes. That's the whole plot.
Yeah, it's got a weird plot.
It's so dumb.
I do like that.
I just
Go ahead.
don't understand.
I do like that it's one of very few 3D platformers of its time that wasn't a collectathon. Like, it had stuff that you could collect, but it wasn't necessary for the game. Like, the main bits that you needed to progress in the game, all you had to do was complete the level.
Yeah.
Whereas, other games of the time, the 3D platformers were all collectathons, right? You had to, like, later in the bracket, you'll see DK64. You had to find the tokens in order to upgrade your abilities. You had to find bananas to get to the boss.
Byro, you had to pay fucking money bags to progress.
Yeah.
It's
the thing was, the game was so fucking hard that that was your reward. It's like you beat the level, you can move on. You did it. You don't have to collect all this shit. The game was hard as fuck.
The first
good
one was,
fucking job. You did some good jumping.
The first one was incredibly difficult, but
yeah, I think that the third one they dialed the difficulty down a little bit to the point where it was bearable, and that's why I picked this one, because it wasn't like impossibly hard like the first one or the first two, whatever. It was more reasonable. I mean, it was still fucking hard, but
they ramped it back up with Wrath of Cortex.
Yeah, but then so they dialed down the difficulty a little bit, but then they added all sorts of new types of stages. So like in the first two, it was mostly just that running in one direction, but then in the third one they added like airplane battles, and
they had a couple kart sections.
Yeah, there were a couple races.
Yeah.
I thought 3 was like, I think 2 was the better game, but 3 was it was a good game overall. All right,
so I know I put this game on the bracket, and I think that we're all trying to make a case for it, but let's just stop right here. Let's just stop right here. Let's stop right here. It's got to be Mario Galaxy. It's just like you can't. We could sit here and try to. No, what Odyssey?
Yeah, I think that was mine.
Ah, nice, good choice. Yeah, I don't know. Like Crash Bandicoot Warped it's a fantastic platformer. I just don't think it could hold up to any of the Mario platformer games. I mean, I played Galaxy and it's a little weird. It's a little bit to get used to because all the globe, like the the
gravity
planet.
of it
Yeah,
all.
the gravity. Yeah, it feels really weird.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy that.
Yeah, it feels weird, but once you get used to it, it's pretty amazing game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, probably. I'm
gonna go
with my own game here.
All right,
I'm gonna go with Galaxy on this one.
So 3 for all.
After
three
all
of you
that
are going
time spent.
Galaxy. I'm gonna be the odd man out. I prefer Crash over most of the 3D Mario games. Like I said, I never enjoyed Super Mario 64. I never enjoyed Super Mario Galaxy, even though it did add a little bit of co-op, which was kind of cool.
Yeah. It was like for your little brother, give him the other controller. And you just
Super Mario Sunshine.
Can actually be plugged in, but he still won't fuck your game up.
Sunshine.
I'm getting a host here. Armand, thanks for the host, dude. Appreciate that.
Hey.
We're just doing a quick podcast here. We're doing a 3D platformer bracket. Here are the links if you want to check these guys out as well. There's Angered Egg, Lightning, and Astro.
Not streaming yet. Still trying to set up a lot of stuff because
I'll just do that for you.
So
I got
there's the multi. There you go. Yes, thank you.
We are moving on to the next part of our bracket. These are both my games, actually, which is kind of weird that it came out like this.
I have no idea what the fuck Jumping Flash is.
We have Ratchet and Clank, the 2016 remake, up against Jumping Flash. I'm gonna talk a little bit about Jumping Flash because we all know what Ratchet is.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, you guys need to Google Jumping Flash.
Yep, doing that now.
All right, Google on the live stream. Let's do it.
So this was my shit back in the day. Okay, little Greg with his PlayStation didn't want to go outside, playing Jumping Flash. So Jumping Flash, you play this like mechanical rabbit, and you go planet to planet finding carrots. It's a super Japanese game, super duper Japanese.
I can fucking tell. What the fuck?
You could get different ability, like different gun ability type stuff. Like you could get a cherry bomb that was a big explosion. You could get bottle rockets which shot a bunch of little missiles everywhere. The bosses were super hard. Figuring out some of the puzzles for this game like really made you think, because it's so weird how it implements the 3D aspect of it, with like its height, its distance. It takes everything into account. Like there's one level that's a theme park, and like you can ride a carousel. There's one that's in the desert. Sometimes you're underground, and sometimes you're in the open desert, and things are like up in the sky. I haven't played it in a long time, so a lot of it's kind of fuzzy for me. I remember the boss fights being stupid hard. Like I died a lot on the very first boss. I lost the game a lot on the very first boss, which is like this three-headed dragon.
I'm getting lost with this screenshot of fucking Easter Island head on a floating platform. I'm
yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going on in this game?
It's
like
a really interesting game.
There's a fucking weird fucking thumb man, really pale thumb man.
It was
lipstick.
super pixely. The graphics were not very good. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Robot shark.
Yeah, and it was tough, man. There were times where I was like really having a hard time trying to figure out where am I supposed to go to get the next objective, what am I supposed to be doing, and then the boss fights were just, some of them were insane.
I'm watching him fight a dragon right now.
Yeah, I actually never.
It's not an evil grandma. It's an old dude named Aloha who is sometimes shirtless. What the fuck?
Who is sometimes shirtless. Okay.
Fucking alright. Like, this is the weird part about this lineup, this particular part of the bracket. I know nothing about this game, and I don't necessarily like Ratchet and Clank. So I'm just like, the only thing I knew about Ratchet and Clank was the weird bug or Easter egg bug they had in the originals where you shoot at some chick and her boobs get bigger. Yeah, that was in Ratchet and Clank.
Well then.
It was like the race announcer chick. She was a fucking character, and when you shot at her, her chest just got bigger, and everybody was just like, yeah, boo! And it was that weird thing where nobody could figure out if it was an intentional Easter egg that was just put in there. And even then, that would be weird because it's a children's game, or it was a bug that fucked up the model a little bit because maybe she was supposed to be animated when you shoot at her or something. But that's all I know about Ratchet and Clank, really. And then I played like one of the games. I can't even remember which one. I didn't like it. Boring.
Ratchet and Clank was a good chunk of my teen years. I mean, obviously we're talking about the remake here, but
yeah,
Ratchet and Clank holds a very special place in my gaming library. Corey is the same. He was the first person. Like, I didn't even know that they were remaking it until Corey texted me, and he was like, "You have to get this game," and I immediately downloaded it and started playing it. And it was just they took a lot of the really good parts of the original and just made it better, right? It's like it's not an exact one-to-one replica of the very first Ratchet and Clank game. There are parts of it that are, but the entirety of it isn't. They upped the graphics. They made the story a little more clear. They even made a movie that went out in tandem with the game. So like you could play the game and then watch the movie, and you got the full experience, which was really cool. They left the plumber in the game. That whole scene, God, the plumber was...
Yeah.
The plumber's on some shit, man. The plumber is probably the smartest person in the galaxy.
Yeah, he's like, fuck this, I'm going down the sewer.
Yeah, after giving you some crazy thing he invented.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm only getting more and more confused.
So I've seen gameplay of Ratchet and Clank, and just based on what I saw of Jumping Flash, it looks really floaty. Like you just jump really high, and then you just look down, and you just it looks really, really floaty.
It takes a little getting used to.
Yeah, it does. Like I'm looking at it as you guys are talking about it. Yeah, I don't know. I think Ratchet and Clank would probably be more up my alley. Just to chime in, because yeah nice. I just didn't want to be quiet for too long. I wanted to say something.
Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry. These are two
no, it's
games
okay.
that are...
Yeah, no, and you guys are taking the lead, which is totally fine. And I just did a little quick research. But yeah, for me, it's I don't know, man. Like I'll wait till you guys are voting, but yeah.
That's just confusing, dude. I'm just like both of these games. I'm like, what?
Yeah, okay, what's up, man?
I did a little bit of research on that bug I was talking about. You don't have to shoot her. You just have to jump side to side a bunch, and it stacks infinitely.
Pretty much, yeah. Just some side to side, you did void everything, and
all right, are we ready?
You just go on a fucking killing spree.
Are we ready for vote time?
I guess.
Okay, let's do it. Mac, start with you.
Fucking Ratchet and Clank, I guess.
I guess.
I think a robot would choose the game with a robot in it, but
yeah, right.
With a little more passion. But it's just like, what?
Lancer.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank. I did like what I saw with Jumping Flash. It's interesting, and like you said, it's very Japanese.
Yes,
but it's very, very interesting, very unique. I mean, especially for its time. I mean, it was a PS1 game. But I guess if if I have to pick between the two, to pick up and start playing, do a let's play or whatever the fuck, probably Ratchet and Clank, just because it just feels more like a traditional platformer.
Where's my original?
It looks solid
remake?
Too. Your what remake?
Where's my original trilogy remake? I want all three.
Oh, that'd be great.
I don't want all three remade. I want HD remaster. That's it.
Yeah. I'll be happy with that. I'll play through all three of them.
Oh yeah, in one sitting. I don't even care.
Pretty much, yeah. But looking at Jumping Flash, like I remember this game. I remember playing this when I was a kid. I fucking sucked at it. There's no hiding that fact. I fucking sucked at it, but it was fun. I really did enjoy what I played from it. With that being said, I'm gonna have to pick Ratchet and Clank.
I have no idea what the fuck Jumping Flash is, and then Ratchet and Clank is just.
I am torn here. These are two of like these two games are easily in my top 10 of like all time. Jumping Flash probably higher for nostalgia.
Goddamn nostalgia.
I know, nostalgia glasses suck, man. They really do. I think
I'm over here going into this with none of that.
This is
being as heartless as can be.
I think if I were to sit down, which game would I play right now? It would probably be Ratchet and Clank, which I say that and now I want to download it and play it.
Mm-hmm.
Jumping Flash is a great game to hold in my heart and enjoy the memories I have of it, but I I don't think I could play it right now. I think I would just, I don't know. I don't know.
The culture shock. You play the first 10 minutes of that game, you'll feel that shit. You'll be like, what? Like, what is this?
It's super Japanese. Hold on, sorry, my cats are going at it right now. Cats, cease and desist.
Hey, yeah, we'll have to edit this out.
All right, so next matchup on the bracket, we have Donkey Kong 64 versus Sly Cooper. It's the battle of the Animorphs.
Oh my god.
I
Anthropomorphic, rather.
These games.
Talk about a
So-
fucking matchup.
I'm doing my best to avoid nostalgia on this one, but
You're gonna get nostalgia no matter which way you go.
it hurts trying to avoid it. Donkey Kong 64 I love because of what it did, platform gaming. Because yeah, it started with Super Mario 64, but then it got nuts with Donkey Kong and fucking what else? There was another collectathon game for the N64. That game came out right along with it, and then 64 was just an adventure, so fun, all the crazy shit. It brought us the
Banjo-Kazooie.
wonder of the Banjo-Kazooie. It brought us the wonders of the DK rap. Can't ever forget the DK rap.
Dude, he was looking up the DK rap the other day, and I was singing Tiny's part like to the fucking T.
Sorry, guys.
And I haven't heard this fucking DK rap in years.
Have you seen the parody one where it just goes, and then there's Chunky, he's dead. It just stops there. It's the best version of that shit.
Dude, the DK rap is easily the best game about the whole game.
Oh yeah, that is like the only game I will like let the intro play out before actually starting the
It's
game.
so awesome. And then there's Sly Cooper. And I have played every single fucking Sly Cooper game that has ever come out. But the first one, I can say, is my all-time favorite just because as a kid, I felt like an absolute fucking lord of stealth playing that fucking game. It was stupid easy, but my little brain didn't comprehend that. I was just happy to be this suave-ass fucking basically, I'm not gonna lie, I think Nathan Drake is heavily inspired by Sly Cooper's Sasquatch. You got to admit, and they were made by the same fucking company. Because I'm pretty sure Naughty Dog did Sly Cooper, right?
Yes, Sly Cooper was Naughty Dog.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna lie, stupidly close to being almost the same character, except one's not a fucking raccoon. But I loved the story. I loved that it's just the underdog tale of orphan boy grows up to be badass thief with his stupidly strong hippo friend and his soon to be crippled turtle friend.
Oh god. Oh man.
Fucking loved all the characters, loved the art style, the designs, everything. I love the art style and designs for both games. They're such amazing art styles. Fucking
DK64 was definitely super pixely, but like it still looked good.
Yeah. Game.
Or not pixely, blocky. It was very like polygon.
I can see the triangle that forms your head.
Yeah.
Basically all that game is. But it's still a great game. Visuals alone, like all the way they managed, the space on the cartridges with music change. It was the same thing they did with Banjo-Kazooie, where it was the same song, but in different levels it would change the pitch of the song. Because that they couldn't do much with that tiny little fuck off what is essentially a USB stick inside a fucking plastic casing. But the music in that game's amazing. The music in Sly Cooper is amazing too. Just the classic bongo spy music, you know what I mean? Where you hear the rapid bongo taps with the soft flute in the background. That shit was awesome. I can't not love either game. They're both amazing. I loved all the super. Didn't DK had like the superpower stuff, right? Because you could play as all the different things.
Yeah.
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 I
I
think
haven't played that game in so long.
Like
it's hard to
chunky
remember.
became super fucking huge. Tiny became really tiny.
my personal thought process on this specific game, I think DK64, as far as the platformers go, the 3D platformers, like a good 3D platformer has to have a good overworld in order to transition. I think as far as the games on this list, DK64 has the best overworld. I think it's so cool how it like transitions from different parts of the island, like different parts of the island open up in order to progress to the next level. Like at one point you blow out like a blockage in DK's ear because the island is shaped in DK's head.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the levels is you blow out his ear and then go in through his ear. And then one is underwater and yeah.
By the way, I put, and then there's Chunky in the chat for everyone to watch. It's 13 seconds long of sheer hilarity.
Lancer, what do you have to say about this matchup?
Well, it is an absolute marvel of what they were able to do with Donkey Kong 64, considering the cartridge size was like 32 megabytes.
Yeah, they had to upgrade the fucking memory of the system.
Yeah, you had to have an expansion. Yeah, the expansion pack. You can't even fit like 8 songs on 32 megabytes. So we're talking about audio. How the fuck they fit a game like that on a 32 meg cartridge, which is it just everything that included everything on like a lot of the stuff on Nintendo 64. It just like boggles my mind. Like, how did you fit all that in there?
Here's the secret.
Huh?
Everything is just flat fucking surface, like literally like pixel thin flat surface with just physical properties. You were basically walking on just really hard paper the entirety of those games. Literally,
I want to try that sometime.
I mean, it's still an amazing feat.
Yeah, it's
all
fucking
things
awesome.
considered. You're talking about visuals on 32 megabyte cartridge. Like, yeah, it's insane. Sly Cooper looks great. I've seen some gameplay of it. It's this one's a hard one for me to pick.
Dude, listen to the soundtrack whenever you can. Just look up the soundtrack for the Sly Cooper games. It's so like it gets you. It makes you. You're probably gonna go to your wife and just try to take something from her while she sleeps, just to see if you can do it.
I haven't actually played Sly Cooper, so I haven't played any of the Sly Cooper games.
I think
you have to play them.
I'm gonna go Sly Cooper here, just from what I've seen, like on Let's Plays and stuff like that. It looks like something I could totally get into.
It's literally like if a spy movie decided to take itself a little less seriously, but also still keep in the mood of like just a fun time.
Okay,
the writing is always good too.
I've heard the writing and the voice acting, and from what I've seen and heard, like Sly Cooper didn't do much wrong.
It didn't. It was a fucking great game for time.
Anything else we want to add before we head to the vote?
Isn't there like some kind of no, you know what, I'm thinking of a different game. Never mind. Some kind of glitch with Donkey Kong 64 where it like destroys your game or something like that.
Ew, that sounds gross.
Oh, I think it was. Yeah, something it was something to block out, like to prevent people from using those action replays. And like if you use the action replay with Donkey Kong 64, it like literally bricks your system. I think it bricks your 64 or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they didn't want you cheating to get through. I think my only gripe with DK64 is how thick it was into that collectathon model. Because there was a lot of shit.
But back then, everyone loved fucking collectathons.
Oh, yeah.
That was like the big thing.
But like,
oh, they had to change the. Speaking of that, they had to change the speedrun category because they like 15 years later, or however many years, they discovered like another thing to collect. So all the old
Oh,
speedruns
shit.
didn't matter because they like all the old speedruns were no longer 100% because they didn't have this
Oh.
new thing that this new coin or whatever it is they had to collect.
That's crazy.
Jesus,
Yeah.
that's AIDS.
Oof,
That's
that-
AIDS
I-
is what that is.
Ugh.
You see
Imagine-
that
15 years
trophy
out of
on-
practice.
That trophy
Uh,
on the shelf for the
Donkey
speed
Kong
run of
64.
Donkey Kong 64. It means
Yeah.
fuck all because of one coin.
Imagine having the world record and then all of a sudden it's like, nope, it's no longer the world record because
Null
you
and void.
didn't collect this one thing. It's not 100%.
It's like, oh hey, see this coin? Fuck your world record.
All right,
Dick.
Mac, where's your vote?
It's going to Sly Cooper. That's nostalgia goggles off too because both games have it, but it's always
Lancer, I think I recall
Sly
you-
Cooper, yeah.
Sly Cooper.
Yeah.
Can you just play the and then there's Chunky video since well if Donkey Kong loses.
Corey,
You first.
man, I'm going DK64.
All right, chat needs to decide which one.
Oh, we have our first tie.
Oh, we have a tie.
We have our
Nice.
Because I'm with
first tie.
DK.
All right, so
he's dead. Seriously, watch it. After he said he's dead, it's like pure silence for
All
a
right, let me
solid 3
see. I
fucking
gotta
seconds.
figure out.
Let's get a collection too, because I'm gonna do I'll tell you what we get on this side, and we'll just combine it.
I switched over to Nightbot, and I don't know how to do poll on Nightbot.
Doesn't know how to do things.
I haven't had the time. I haven't had the time to figure out a lot of this stuff. So I'm just
That's alright, I
gonna.
haven't either.
All right, I'm polling chat. Chat, anyone who's paying attention, your choice is that's the wrong thing. That's my Nightbot. DK64 or Sly Cooper.
We're tied over here, by the way, 1-1. One person for DK, one for Sly.
I've got one more for DK. Oh,
One more for
Kellex
Sly.
is Sly.
I'll be right back. Hold on a second.
That's how you do it.
How do I do poll new?
While you
invalid
guys
poll
tally up.
Yeah, I'm going to donate to the community pool, so I'll be right back.
Whole new, what you want to call it, the little thing, the first option, the little thing, the second option.
All right, hold on. I'm working on this. I'm working on this, guys.
Copy and paste, and then change.
DK Sly. All right. Oh, sweet. It set up a straw poll. All right, everybody, go to that straw poll.
And then there's Chunky. He's dead.
He's dead.
Give that a watch while we're waiting. It's literally 13 seconds long. It's
I've got.
fucking stupid as shit.
I like Chicago. Oh, hey, look, I have the straw poll up on chat or up on stream.
Wait.
Oh, DK is blowing Sly Cooper out of the water.
That makes me depressed considering one game is like, I guess, more refined than the other one.
Well, they're totally
Yeah, no,
different
they're-
games.
Well, no, Sly Cooper isn't that far ahead. It was on, I think it was on the PS2. It's fucking old, and the PS1's life cycle wasn't that long.
It wasn't that much of a collectathon, though, was it?
No, you didn't have
Okay.
to. You could just play through the story. Most of the collectathon shit was just to get like costumes or some of the special cheats.
Yeah, let's
It
pull
was
this
one of
up.
those. But DK was also a huge fucking.
That's it.
He's dead. DK.
Chunky's dead.
Chunky's dead. The joke is that it's because he's chunky.
PS1 life cycle is long as fuck to me, damn it. Chunky Kong is magical. All right, I have a straw poll set up, Angelic. I don't know if you were able to find it. I've got a pretty outstanding vote for DK on my end.
Yeah, I think DK64 is winning.
I think DK64 is taking the fan vote here, guys.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's still 1-1 over here on this side. This this poll is rigged.
I think everyone wins.
Somebody
That's
said
the,
it's
that's
rigged.
the wrong poll.
Empress, Angelic
The wrong
voted for
pole.
Sly. I've got
Angelic is
3.
actually
Or it's the right pole, depending on what
Ah.
team you're in. It's the right pole.
That is
Sadly,
true.
we do not do write-ins, but we'll have a chance for shout-outs at the end of the poll or at the end of the bracket.
Oh yeah, honorable mentions.
Yeah, the honorable mentions. So I think DK has taken the fan vote here, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Damn, we can't play Chunky's dead.
Chunky's
Holy shit! So we got what now? What's going up against?
So our next matchup is Jack 3 against Prince of Persia.
Hell yeah, Jack 3 was
Ooh.
my choice. I fucking love Jack.
Jack 3. Shit.
Where they introduced Dark Jack.
The first Prince of Persia.
No, this one's
the remake.
This one's like a remake. Yeah, it's the one where you do, you have Elika following you, like I guess the king's daughter or whatever, trying to stop the corruption.
Escort missions, yeah.
No, she actually helps you.
I was about to say, if this game is one long escort mission, I'm done with it.
No, it's basically you almost kind of control two characters at once, because a lot of the stuff that she does helps you with platforming, also helps you in combat. So yeah, the combat, like a lot of it is like 2-3 attacks with the sword, and then you have her come in and like it shatters the shield or something, and then you could follow up, or you can continue doing attacks with her. Some of the parkour stuff, it feels like you're this is where I'm going to bring up Assassin's Creed, because this franchise is dead. This franchise is dead because Assassin's Creed, because someone figured out that they could release the same game 23 times in 11 years, and basically they make more money. They make more money. To me, it's not a better game, because like if I want parkour, or if I want platforming, I don't want to just hold up and have the guy do everything. Like, I want to actually be able to feel like I'm actually doing something. And this Prince of Persia actually does feel like that, like you're actually doing shit. And the combat's pretty good. It's very intuitive. After a while, once you figure out what you're supposed to do, because you fight like 4 bosses, and you fight them in like they get more difficult, the same bosses.
Yeah.
So that, I guess, could kind of get a little repetitive, but yeah, like the platforming is pretty dope. Like all the string, you have to string all your jumping, all your platforming to get to the other side or whatever. All of that stuff feels like, it feels like you're doing something. You're not holding up the whole time.
Fair enough.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, you were talking first.
I was just gonna say, I haven't actually played. I only played the very first Prince of Persia, not the very first, but the first one, Prince of Persia, and I didn't play much of it. And I only played the first Jack game. Isn't the third one where he finally talks?
Yes.
Yeah.
He does talk. He finally gets a fucking voice instead of
He finally
having
goes from silent
orange
protagonist
weasel
to
talk for him.
Yeah.
With Daxter not talking for him.
Yeah,
was it Jack
literally,
too?
it's the whole game is Jack is actually a badass and doesn't need Daxter to constantly fucking talk the whole time. And
Jack 3 reminded me a lot of Mad Max.
Yeah, it was so Mad Max. The fucking demo races,
fucking-
the
yeah.
arena fights, the fucking
Yeah, so-
you guys have this one.
run through a desert and just fucking get attacked by these weird ass machines.
So Greg, you think of like Borderlands, like how you travel and shit with the car and everything, and you get fighting. Think of that, but better.
Well, it was so fucking good.
That was just one
And
part of it,
then
though.
It introduced like the shadow form Jack.
Yeah, so that had aspects of Prince of Persia.
Yeah.
Funny enough, the Two Thrones.
It was. I think it's like one of the best examples of how to do a shadow mode for a
Yeah.
character. Because
And
you
then
see
they
most
also
shadow modes.
aspect.
Yeah, because you see most shadow modes, and it's like the the fucking like the edgiest possible thing, but with Jack, it was pure rage.
Oh yeah,
It's just this angry fucking.
That's like aspects of fucking Ratchet and Clank too, with the different weapon types.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like the best of like every fucking world right there.
Yeah, Jack 3 was like the perfect amalgamation of every platformer. So fucking good. I need to get
My favorite
I need to
titles.
play that again, man.
Sounds
And
like
then the
Jack
story
3
was
is
bad.
sounds like Jack 3 is a powerhouse, huh? And I'm looking at it from here too. I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah, look at Jack. He's ripped. He's got a fucking goatee. He's looking pissed as shit.
Yeah.
He's fucking amazing. I love
He goes
it.
to dark form. He looks like a motherfucking dark elf. What's up?
Yeah, it's just a dark elf. It's not his skin turns pitch black along with his clothes. No, he is a fucking night elf.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing.
Pretty much, yeah.
And he's got like the lightning powers with the big ass like 9-inch nails.
I only
And
played
it's
the
like
first one.
he had to charge up the light one. I know it was like ridiculously hard to charge it up too.
hmm Because you had to like earn the right to have that much power just out of nowhere rather than it just building up instantly from you just beating the shit out of stuff.
Just like kill people and you're good to go. Light, you had to do some other shit, and you needed light like a motherfucker.
Oh yeah. God, I if I could, I'd find an emulator to play that fucking game again because it's so fucking cool. It's such a cool
PS2.
fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New title shit.
Yeah, works for PS2.
I still have my PS2.
Surprised that hasn't gotten a remaster or anything.
Right, it really needs one.
Now it is.
Or at least a HD, HD re-release or something. Remaster,
good.
remake, whatever.
The
Whatever you
maps
wanna
were
do.
huge. The upgrades were awesome. The vehicles were dope. All the fights were amazing. And then I don't know why the Jack games disappeared, man. I hated that.
Jack and Daxter did get a remake.
Yeah, Jack and Daxter. That's like my least favorite one.
Jack and Daxter
Jack and Dexter, what?
bundle. Where it's 1, 2, 3, and racing.
Oh, for the yeah, they did it for the PS3. Did they do it for the PS4?
Yeah. Looks like it. 'Cause it
Oh,
came out in
you could play Jax 3 on PS3 as well if you still have one of those.
I do actually. The only thing I'm missing in the Sony line as far as console goes is the first PlayStation.
It was PS4. So it actually is. Holy shit.
God, fucking Jack 3. I miss it. The body hurts.
So I guess we are doing a quick vote here.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Is anyone voting for Prince of Persia?
Even I'm not. I mean, I put that game in there as like I didn't want to put too many strong games, and that game I did enjoy, but
okay,
I don't think it could stand up with something like that.
To be fair, you have really cool Arabian styled fucking platformer game.
Yes.
But then you have Mad Max Desert beat 'em up fucking shooter / adventure /
Yeah, there's a lot going on for that game. You can't I don't think I can if I sat down and played both games, I probably will enjoy just from based on what I've seen, what I've heard. Yeah, it looks like I probably would enjoy Jack 3 more than
I played a good amount of the first Jack games along with Ratchet and Clank. I preferred Ratchet and Clank because they were much more action oriented.
Yeah, there were other Prince of Persia games that I could have put on the list, but I didn't get to play them, and they're probably better than the one that I picked. Like Sands of Time. I played a little bit of Sands of Time, not enough.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I like Two Thrones as well.
Yeah. Oh, the one that's like light and dark, right? Pretty much. Yeah. I didn't play enough of those, so yeah. I guess between these two, Jack 3 is probably the better game.
Right. Yeah, because Sands of Time, you fuck up. It's like, whoop, didn't mean to jump. Let me rewind it real quick.
Yeah, that's a really cool mechanic to have too.
Yeah,
all right,
Jack.
so sorry.
I'm streaming next.
Next, Next matchup we have Conker's Bad Fur Day against Uncharted 4.
God.
It's shitty because I picked both of those motherfuckers.
I'm not gonna lie. Unpopular opinion. I don't like any of the Uncharted games because, like I said, it felt. It's made by the same developers as Sly Cooper. I felt like it was just their attempt at making a more serious Sly Cooper. You know? So, which was boring. Like, the only entertainment I got Uncharted was when Nathan Drake was all sexy, all the jokes, general. And then as the games progressed, I think 4 is where he got way too serious, I guess. Like, he got more mopey, and I was just like, that's not the Nathan Drake. Still Nathan Drake. And
You mean Nathan Fillion, right? Because if that...
Just...
Oh, go ahead.
And then it's like the same game every time, just big cinematic platformer, basically. It's like a movie. You're playing a movie for all the games. And then the fourth one really went into the movie aspect of that. And then compared to Conker's Bad Fur Day, which entire fucking meme, just the raunchiest fucking, oh my god, what the hell, imagine if cartoons were this fucked, game in the universe, made by a company that is now dead thanks to fucking Microsoft. Well, they came back with Sea of Thieves a little bit, but fucking, God, in the game, one gave me nightmares. Like, I remember the feeding the mouse cheese until he fucking explodes. I remember the teddy bear Nazi zombies. I remember the fucking titty plant. So many things wrong in my mind came from that fucking game. Or the Great Mighty Pooh, which is a legendary fucking moment in the game.
Before we go any further,
yeah.
the Great Mighty Pooh.
Yes,
is
look
an
up
actual.
the Great
No,
Mighty...
I know it's amazing. This game up against most things would win just based off the Great Mighty Pooh.
It's the Great Mighty fucking Pooh.
And he sings opera.
And he sings opera, dude. I fucking love the Great Mighty Pooh. It's so goddamn weird. Fucking, I miss the older Uncharted games, so I can't say I would vote for it. The newest one, is too serious. It takes stuff way too seriously. It took away the amazement of adventure and put a story about really sad shit in there. I don't want to get sad. I want to feel awesome because I'm going on a grand adventure.
Question is, have you seen Nathan Drake twerk though?
I don't care. That was like the one thing I wanted to leave that out of my mind. I hate twerking so much.
See, you guys keep calling him Nathan Drake, but it's Nathan Fillion. Are you not familiar with the actor Nathan Fillion?
Yeah, fucking familiar, kind of.
I mean, Nathan Drake is essentially Nathan Fillion, like,
yeah,
almost to the T. The way he sounds, the way he acts.
Oh yeah, Nathan Fillion. Yeah, I fucking love this guy. I loved him in Rookie. The Rookie. It's a great show if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I love playing Conker's Bad Fur Day. I played it way late. I did not play it on the... What's that?
Rare replay.
You keep cutting off.
Yeah, you're getting choppy again.
But it's, I think all of our audios being a little weird tonight. Whenever multiple people are talking at once, everything just like gets really quiet.
Yeah. I was saying the rare.
No, I played it on the Xbox remake.
That one's a good one. That's the
that had
best
actual
one
multiplayer
for many reasons. Yeah, it had the shooter.
That was the rare replay.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, I know they did it on the 360 as well.
Did they do it on 360?
I think. I don't know.
No, they had a port over to the 360. It was on the Xbox, and then they had a thing where you could play it on the 360. It was
They
one of the
retitled it
Xbox-
when they moved it to the Xbox as well. It was like Live and Reloaded or something like that.
Yeah, Conker's Bad Fur Day Live and Reload.
Oh, okay.
Super long title.
I think with Uncharted, part of like you were mentioning how it's like super cinematic-y and like playing a movie, and I think that's what they were going for, and they nailed it.
Did, but it was just like I said, it went from the big grand adventure. You know what you go to movies for is to like feel like you're a part of the big grand adventure. It went from that to sad, which is the Uncharted 4, where it's like super serious, way too serious. And I liked the spunkiness basically, and then it kind of went.
I haven't played deep enough into the series. It's one of those I want to go back and play.
Yeah.
Lancer, you've been quiet this round.
Yeah. I never played any of the Uncharted's. And I never played Conker's Bad Fur Day. I didn't own I mean, I got to play like some of the other games, the other 64 games on this list, on this bracket. But I didn't actually own a 64. So this is one of those games I missed out. Actually, when I saw the advertising for it, I just thought it was just a cutesy platformer. And then when I saw like actual gameplay of it, I was like, "Oh fuck yes, I can get behind this." And this was on the 64. Like Nintendo was still like tight asses at this time, so it was actually kind of cool to see this kind of game on the 64. It's by Rare, and let's see, what is this here? As part of Conker series, the game follows the story of Conker the squirrel, a greedy, heavy drinking red squirrel who must return home to his girlfriend. That sounds like a fucking hilarious, just a hilarious time.
Favorite character of all time has to be Birdie.
And then there's Uncharted, and you guys are talking about it being so serious, and it takes itself too seriously. All the cinematic stuff, I'm like, well, the cinematics doesn't really do it for me. Like the game has to be good. I mean, I'm sure it's good. I'm not saying the game is shit, but I don't know. I don't know. Like if I want to watch like movies and shit, like I'll play fucking Metal Gear Solid 4 or something, or just if I just want to sit there and watch cutscenes and shit, I'll play that. But like if you give me, again, I always make this if you give me these two games, which one am I going to play first? I would play Conker's Bad Fur Day. Just based on everything you guys have said and what I've been looking at here while you guys have been talking.
Like, just to really reinforce my vote on Conker's Bad Fur Day. In the whole game, the tutorial is just joke after joke, like to learn how to use the quote unquote, as Birdie put it, context sensitive controls. He literally makes you stand on this giant platform with a B on it and says, just press the button on the platform. It's the same one. You'll hear a little ding. And then you just give him an aspirin because he's drunk off his head.
Conker's the kind of hero I could get behind.
Yeah, I mean, you start the game getting wasted in a pub.
Press B to
win. There you go.
I think in an entire series battle, Uncharted might win this in my eyes. But in a head-to-head.
Yeah, and that's why I was honestly hoping Conker's would go up against Rayman or fucking Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, something a little more on the silly side that it can kind of compare to a little better. Also, the Great Mighty Pooh. I am the Great Mighty Pooh. Okay, so
I'm going to throw my shit. You.
Vote time. What did I do? All right, Matt.
It's Conker's Bad Fur Day every time.
Lancer.
Conker's Bad Fur Day. That'd be the first one I'll try of these two. So I'm going with that.
Corey?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with Conkers.
Yeah, I hate voting against Nathan Philly in anything, but like I said, I think in a single game head-to-head battle, Conkers wins this one.
Fucking, it's just a fun fucking game.
All right.
Well,
so
already my prediction was wrong.
yeah, my initial prediction was that a Rareware game is going to win this whole thing, and I could probably still win that.
Yeah, it's got a higher chance now.
Okay, so we're going up to the last matchup in our first round. Sonic Adventure 2 against Banjo-Kazooie.
I can just tell you my vote right now.
Both. One of these games has a lot of history, especially in the meme community, and that is Sonic Adventure. Any of the Sonic Adventure games.
You're thinking Sonic, all right?
Sonic, gotta go fast.
Hey, we had to have a Sonic game on here, okay?
The Sonic Adventure games were not perfect, but they were perfect in the sense that they were fun as fuck to play, even when you got one of those frustrating bugs where, you know, the track just didn't work fucking right at all. And it like shit itself horribly. And then, you know, the voice acting. God damn, the voice acting.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, it was awful. It was during the time where it wasn't highly valued. It was getting there, but it was, yeah. No, I agree with you on that as well.
It was fucking game.
I would say the greatest voice acting out of both of them is Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, because it's just it's the same sound.
Like, it's so bad.
differently
It's Sonic Adventure 2's acting so bad that it's that it can't beat that.
Tails, you're gonna crash. Ah!
Oh man.
That is Devil May Cry's voice acting. The first one.
The what?
First Devil May Cry's voice acting.
Oh my god, yeah, just the cheesy, just phoned in, like, oh my god, what are we doing? What is a Sonic fucking...
The soundtrack to Sonic Adventure 2 is iconic, though.
Yes, the soundtrack is fantastic. People always talk about the soundtrack. Yeah, the soundtrack's fantastic. I picked Sonic Adventure 2 on here. I put that one on here because it is a much more complete game. It just feels like what one should have been. One had like, was it big? You had to use the characters. You didn't really give a shit about them. You know, you were forced to use the other characters. In Sonic Adventure 2, yes, you were forced to use the other characters, but at least it was fun. You know, it was more fun. It was more well thought out. The game didn't break nearly as bad as the first one. I liked Shadow. Like Shadow, it was his first game, right? It was a nice introduction to Shadow. The story, I guess, is a little cheesy, but you know, it was kind of cool. You know, get the emeralds and, you know, become Super Saiyans, whatever. Yeah, it was cool. Banjo-Kazooie I never played. Again, I didn't have a 64, so
yeah, no, I didn't. I got into a lot of the.
It was.
What was that, Lancer?
No, I said I missed out on it.
Oh,
that
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It was a collectathon in the same vein as Donkey Kong.
Made by the same company.
Yeah, but it was like I said before with Donkey Kong, it was one of those games that revolutionized fitting so much, so little. Because with the music, it was the same, basically the same fucking song over and over and over again, but it didn't feel like it. And then one big thing it introduced to gaming was transitional music, because before Banjo Kazooie, there was never transitional music. For Rareware, there was never transitional music. It was just a quick cut to the next song, you know, where it would go to you won the level, here's your stat screen, next level, here's the new song for this level. But with Banjo Kazooie, they wanted to make sure that the world of it felt alive, fun, and bouncy. So they made sure that they had these different soundtracks, but they ran into the issue of, well, we don't want to just cut the music in every area. We want it to really just kind of slide into the DMs, you know what I'm saying? And it did that amazing. It was one of those things that people were like, "Whoa, what the fuck? Transitional music? How does that work?"
You had to collect jiggies.
Yeah, jiggies. They were they're jigsaw puzzle pieces.
Yeah, the collectibles in Banjo Kazooie were incredibly unique.
Yeah, jigsaw puzzles, and then DK, you got golden bananas.
Creatures.
Oh, banana.
Banana.
I got into a lot of the N64 single player games super late. Because when I had an N64, it was me and my brothers and our friends. So it was always party games. You know, it was always the Mario parties, the Mario Golfs, all the sports games. So I missed out on this one, and I know, like, from what I hear, this is like Rareware did a lot in the N64 lifespan to revolutionize gaming in various genres, shooter, platformer, everything. And like, just based on what I hear, what Banjo-Kazooie has done to gaming as a whole is just like it's stupid amounts of groundbreaking shit.
Yeah.
Fucking what Banjo-Kazooie or Rareware in general did for gaming as a whole. For a while, because of Conker's Bad Fur Day, actually, game companies felt like they could be more funny, you know, and raunchy with their jokes. For a while, we had games that was hidden jokes, or some of them were just very open with how, you know, asshole-ish they were, but it was a funny asshole, you know.
I think you cut out there a little bit.
Yeah, I'm having some issues over here.
Technical issues. The podcast.
Oh
God! No.
Oh no!
What else is new?
Bullshit. But yeah, in the vein of games that deserve the highest of praises, what they do, or what they did over time for gaming as a whole, I think Banjo-Kazooie gets that flat.
All right. Well, I think unless there's anything else that needs to be said, it's vote time.
Yep.
Mac?
Banjo-Kazooie.
Lancer?
Never played Banjo-Kazooie, unfortunately, so I can't even. I mean, I can't even vote against Sonic Adventure 2 here just because I never played Banjo-Kazooie. It's probably is better, but yeah, I'm just gonna go Sonic Adventure 2 here.
Corey?
I'm gonna have to go with Banjo-Kazooie.
Man, I love the soundtrack to Sonic Adventure 2, but I think even though I haven't played it, I find it hard to not vote for Banjo-Kazooie in this situation. All right, so that's the
another one of those games I wish I had played.
Yeah, me too. It's on the list, that's for sure.
I killed some
Fucking God.
All right,
we're done with the first round. We are on to second round. I forgot to pull up the bracket. So these are going to be some matchups.
some tough ones.
Yeah, for the sake of time, so that we don't have another 3.5 hour podcast. Because I'm sure we could go on for a while in this one. Let's try and speed through these rounds a little bit. Not excessively so, but
Yeah.
obviously if a discussion needs to be had, then
I think everything that needed to be said about these games have been said.
Yeah,
So,
true.
yeah, it's usually like this. Like our first round is always slow, and then after that,
it speeds up, and then the last round is usually the longest.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
All right, so first matchup in this round, we have Rise of the Tomb Raider versus Mario Odyssey. I think this is an easy one in all honesty.
Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
Mario Odyssey.
No. I guess it is Mario Odyssey. We got 3.
Oh, were you gonna say Rise of the Tomb Raider?
Possibly. I don't know. I was trying to like be like.
Well, what would you say is your reasoning there? What do you got? Rise of the Tomb Raider has over Odyssey.
It's more of like the different style of gameplay. Whereas Mario Odyssey, yeah, you're going through different puzzles, possessing motherfuckers, and getting through. I'm not bringing up the Mario bad guy thing, right but that is actually the whole purpose. Is like you possess people or creatures and get through it. That's all fine and dandy. Then you have Rise of the Tomb Raider, where you're literally stealth killing motherfuckers. Like that is two totally opposite, totally different gameplays.
The creatures you possess aren't unconscious when Mario's inside of them.
Okay, but you killing motherfuckers.
I haven't played either of these games, but as far as which I'd play first, it definitely would go to Odyssey.
And for the fact that you're going through tombs.
Yeah.
And you get to stare at Lara Croft. Lara Croft's nice. Sweet.
I don't know, man. They toned her down hard from the older games.
She's more realistic now.
Yeah, she's not the polygonal.
Well, the thing is,
back then
that version of the Tomb Raider was based on what's her face, Angelina Jolie, who at the time looked like, before she got really, really fucking skinny out of nowhere.
And them pyramid titties.
Pyramid titties.
It could have. That was a realistic body type, but in a more cartoony sense, I guess. Like if it were to transfer over to the newer Tomb Raider game, she'd just be a very thick, like older woman. That's literally it.
All right, let's vote. Mac.
Mario Odyssey.
My answer.
Odyssey.
Corey.
I'm gonna have to go with Tomb Raider.
I'm gonna have to go on which game I'd play first, and I'm going with Odyssey.
Fair enough.
All right, next matchup: Super Mario Galaxy Ratchet and Clank with the 2016 remake.
Galaxy.
Yeah, we doing quick votes on this one. I'm going Ratchet and Clank all the way.
Yep, I'm gonna go Ratchet and Clank as well.
Yeah,
that's a quick 3.
I just don't like the Ratchet and Clank games.
That's fair. I like them probably a little too much. It's possible.
I think Ratchet and Clank is like a better Banjo-Kazooie.
I'm just gonna get it out before you even say the names. Jack 3.
Oh fuck! I don't know. Oh fuck!
Yeah.
Dude,
so our next one's probably gonna take a little bit of time. Next two rather. DK64 Jack 3.
Jack 3, like immediately Jack 3, like Jack 3.
I'm all about that Donkey Kong 64. Jack and Daxter series is good and all, but
See, that's not a Jack and Daxter game.
I was gonna say that the Donkey Kong rap's gonna bring it home.
I'm gonna go with what I would play first out of the two.
And
it'd be Jack 3.
All right.
Same. I'd play that. I'd play it first. I'd play Jack 3 first.
You guys make me sad. All right.
I mean, you guys sold me really hard on the last round, so it's kind of hard to vote against it now.
That's fair.
It's such an awesome game.
All right. on to our last matchup in this round. We have Conker's Bad Fur Day going up against. Oh, excuse me, I burped mid sentence. Banjo Kazooie.
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
I don't know. I
Bad Fur
liked
Day.
Conker, but I'm all about Banjo in this round.
See, here's the thing though. Banjo Kazooie is a child's game. Conker's Bad Fur Day is a game you could play as an adult and not feel bad about playing it. Because the moment someone walks in, sees the cartoony graphics, and then hears, I'm going to throw my shit at you, oh, it's just an adult game, you're fine. They'll never judge you.
I don't know. This is a tough matchup. It's two of like the top dog Rareware games head to head. But I would definitely have to give it to Banjo Kazooie. That stupid bear. He's just so lovable.
I differ on this one. I want to go with Conker's Bad Fur Day mainly for the fact that Microsoft fucked Banjo Kazooie hard.
They did.
With
and then Nintendo only brought it back for Smash, and then even then he's like a low rank player, which is kind of sad.
When they brought in Nuts and Bolts, they destroyed Banjo Kazooie.
Yeah, but we're not talking about Nuts and Bolts.
I know.
Minecraft Banjo.
Lancer?
I really like the style of Conker's Bad Fur Day, and all of it's like, it's more of a, yeah, it looks kind of, cartoony and childish, but it is an adult. It's more geared towards adults. So you give me those two side by side, playing Conker's Bad Fur Day first.
Play the N64 version because it's the uncensored version of the game. When they ported it to the Xbox, they censored a lot of the cursing.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, and once you play the N64 version, then go into the Xbox, and you'll be like, oh, this is actually.
So, we are down to the semifinals now. And before we go into the two matchups, I'm just going to cover them. We have Mario Odyssey versus Ratchet & Clank 2016. And then Jack 3 against Conker's Bad Fur Day. We're going to start with the top one. Oh no, I ruined it.
What'd you do?
Oh, nope, it saved. We're good. I accidentally hit back on my mouse. My thumb kind of spasmed a little bit.
Good job.
So we're going to start with the top matchup, Mario Odyssey against Ratchet & Clank 2016. And I know you guys are going to jump right into Odyssey, but some of you guys are going to jump right into Odyssey. But I think Ratchet is cooler than Mario. He's a better hero.
Yeah, he's not a genocidal moron.
Because he's a dude who wants to be a hero, realizes that all of his heroes are like shitheads, and then wants to be better than them. He brings himself to this point where he's like, I want to be better than the heroes.
And he gets caught in the third one, and he's up against in a tournament.
Yeah,
that'll kill him if he doesn't participate. You remember that one?
Go with Mario and Clank. I think that's the point where gaming started becoming a little more censored because parents started paying attention for whatever reason to gaming. It was more like kiddie jokes with little hidden shoved in there, nut kicking, all that shit. But even so, I'd still go with Mario just for visuals, playability alone, I guess.
Yeah, Odyssey for everything for all the points I made for it in the beginning. It's accessible across the board. It's got a little bit of something for everybody. The possession mechanic is very unique and very interesting.
Terrifying.
It's also very terrifying when you think about it.
It's also a dick move.
Yes, very.
Yeah, very asshole-ish.
Yeah.
Watch the animation after
It's
this.
the game is just I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna hold up too. I think it's gonna hold up really well.
Oh yeah, for a
You
long
know,
time.
for a long time. Yeah. So
I
yeah,
can-
I'm gonna go with Odyssey here.
I have one thing to counter. I've been saying every round about Mario Odyssey. T-Rex. I have one thing to counter the T-Rex. There is a gun.
Glove of Doom.
No, there's a gun in Ratchet and Clank. It's in every single Ratchet and Clank game. It's the only consistency aside from the wrench. It is called the Rhino.
Rhino.
Rip ya a new one. And it only gets, like, the variations of it only get cooler as the games go by. It's like the very first one, it was just, okay, cool, missile launcher. Then it becomes, like, quad missile launcher, machine gun, crazy fucking...
Then it essentially becomes a fucking BFG.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's... I think,
So wait, why wasn't this game in the shooter bracket then?
Right.
It's more of
That sounds like a
it's
pretty
combination
fucking,
of
that's
platformer
amazing.
shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It,
I mean,
it's
that
more of
sounds
a
like an
platformer.
amazing fucking gun. Like,
I
sounds like a
thought-
fun time.
I thought Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal was in it. Was in the shooter bracket. I don't think it made it very far, though.
No, I don't think it was
I don't
because
remember.
Ratchet and
Pretty
Clank is
sure-
more platformer than shooter. Actually, it's like a
the third
solid
one-
medium between 50-50.
The third one was way more shooter because of the arena and the competitions and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's
It
right.
was much more focused on the shooting aspect than the story and the platforming.
Then it must have gone up against something fucking amazing.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and double check. I think Ratchet is a better character than Mario. He's got more development than Mario does, though, so it's a little unfair.
It's because he's not a homicidal fucking maniac who's like 3 feet tall.
No, Ratchet and Clank wasn't on there.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Look what Travis just wrote. It plays the 1812 overture. That's awesome.
It does. It's fucking amazing.
All right, so unless I'm mistaken, vote time. Mac, you said Odyssey.
Yeah.
Lancer, Odyssey.
Yep.
Corey, Ratchet and Clank.
Yep.
I'm voting Ratchet and Clank as well. So looks
Chat.
like chat. You guys get to be the ones to decide. Hold on while I set up this poll, please.
Yep. I'll do one over here too.
See, my biggest thing, the number one weapon I love in Ratchet and Clank is the Glove of Doom. You send out this little ball, and 4 little explosive robots come out, and they just attack everybody.
Uh-oh. Straw poll returned an error.
Fuck you, straw ball.
Right?
Not chests?
You fucked it up, didn't you?
There we go.
Remind me.
All right.
Yeah, we
Dad, one more time.
All right.
All right, I'm not going to vote because obviously I can't.
Yeah.
Yep, same. Travis and my stream voted for Ratchet and Clank.
Yep. I got
So
Ratchet
we
and
got
Clank over
one
here.
vote over here for Ratchet and Clank.
Got one for Ratchet and Clank as well. I think this might be where Mario's run ends. Oh, I got one for Mario. Split. Oh, another one for Mario.
Oh no. Oh no.
Soon.
Clearly I did. How's it
Mario.
looking over
Oh.
on your end?
Not like this.
No. I honestly feel like I feel like Ratchet and Clank could definitely win this. I think personally I think it's a better game.
Ratchet and Clank just got another vote on my side.
How many is that for Ratchet and Clank on your end?
It's 2. Thing
Two.
is like
We don't know if people are voting twice.
twice exactly.
Oh yeah.
You guys want to just go with that? Because I'll just post the straw poll over here again, and then we'll just go with that as the results.
Sure.
So yeah, go ahead and vote. Go ahead and vote through the straw poll, guys, on my stream.
I'm thinking, because if you have 2, how many do you have for Mario?
I got none right now.
Oh, because I was gonna say if
Because right now would be, well, I guess Ratchet and Clank would win based on that. But again, we don't know if anyone voted twice for the same.
I've got 2 and 2 now.
It's 50-50.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yikes.
Yikers.
Oh. Gotta flip a coin.
I have to get Lala for mediator.
do I have to get the
let's
D6
get the
again?
I was gonna say let's get the significant others involved here. 'Cause I don't think my girlfriend had voted. She hasn't. I don't think she's voted. Babe, did you vote? Babe,
See, if she hasn't voted yet, then her. Well,
I don't think she.
No, she said
voted.
no. All right. So.
Oh, she said no. Okay.
So your vote is the last vote we're waiting for. You're the tiebreaker at this point.
Vote counts. Choose wisely.
Wow, this one's really tight.
It is. They're both really good games. Like good, solid cases could be made for both.
Yeah.
Oh, Mel said she didn't vote, but she doesn't know either.
I just have Chunky's dead stuck in my head now.
Chunky's dead. I'm waiting for the vote.
I'm just refreshing.
All the suspense dies as soon as I hear, and then this Chunky.
He's dead. I'm waiting. She can't decide. All right.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right, hang on. Let me get a.
Lala's gonna come over here. She's like, "Oh yeah, this is easy," and then she just picks one.
Yeah.
I don't have anything handy. See what Corey can grab.
Whole person.
Hold, please. Google flip coin. All right, Mel says Google flip coin, and she's saying heads. What is heads?
She doesn't specify.
Yeah.
Even the coin flip's confused. Doesn't know what to pick.
Oh, all right. Coin flip. Here we go.
Corey's gonna get Lala for nothing.
Yep. It's tails. So Ratchet and Clank wins.
That was
now
so
we have
cool.
to wait for him to come back. Yay, Ratchet and Clank. I'm happy. Just move
It
on.
sucks because I have to kill my hype for Conquer and say Jack 3 again. I love Jack so much. It's such a bad game, dude.
Everybody's running away. Go back. I actually this is one round where either game that goes up a poster boy out of the competition. Yeah, it came down to I think the only thing that got him out was that coin flip. Yeah. I don't think either Jack 3 or Conker's Bad Fur Day was gonna beat Mario Odyssey.
No, Jack 3 would have beat Mario Odyssey for me.
Jack, if it comes down to Jack versus Ratchet, that's the two Sony representatives going face to face.
And I choose Jack every fucking time.
Of course you do.
Not even just because I don't enjoy the Ratchet and Clank games. Jack 3 just does so fucking much, dude. Holy.
They ran away. Come back.
They did.
Ran away. Come back, baby, come back. I don't really Jack vs. Ratchet. I remember there's a series called Death Battle. That's Screw Attack. Although I don't think they're called Screw Attack anymore, are they? Or are they still called Screw Attack? I don't know. But yeah, they did and I think Ratchet won that fight.
Yeah, but Screw Attack never knows what the fuck they're talking about at the time. And then when they go into like the little statistics thing, I go like, all of this is fucking wrong for some of them. Like,
It's all just made up statistics.
I remember they did like Gundam versus Optimus Prime, and I'm like, Gundam should have won that because Optimus Prime is a living being who can die if you just punch him in the chest hard enough. And then meanwhile, Gundam does crazy shit like the laser swords and the fucking just like their emotions alone power up their robots in like ways that's never been understood.
We
like,
got way off topic when you guys ran away.
Yeah, because we needed some kind of time.
Corey, where did you go?
All right, so
while you were on your adventure, we decided on a coin flip, and Ratchet and Clank won.
Oh, I was gonna give you what Laura said.
All right, what did Laura say?
Odyssey.
Well, I'm glad we went with the coin flip. Shucks. All right, so we're on to our final semifinal. Jack 3 against Conker's Bad Fur Day.
I was gonna say now Odyssey and Ratchet and Clank have to settle in Smash. It's like their next tiebreaker.
All right, so what do you guys say?
Jack 3. Like in terms of what a game has to offer in content, Jack fucking 3.
Yeah.
Like the desolate dystopian badass future, the shadow powers, the guns. Because guess what? You can't say the guns were the best thing because Jack 3 had guns too. Fucking.
Mm-hmm.
The story was badass. The characters were all badass. They had like what people thought would be the damsels, and then they turned out to be badass.
Yeah.
Everyone's badass in the Jack universe.
All right.
Well, Mad Max, the whole Mad Max setting kind of sells me on it, and plus everything else from the previous rounds. I like Jack here.
All right, Corey.
Jack.
I'm just gonna go with the flow here and say Jack. I like Conker's Bad Fur Day, but I don't really care either one of these ones.
It's good for a time when you want to just laugh at something.
So now we have. I was not expecting this. I had it in mind that a Rareware game was winning this whole thing, and then I remembered Naughty Dog had a bunch on this list as well. So we come down to Jack 3 against Ratchet and Clank 2016 in the finals.
Ooh.
Guys,
and these two are very similar in style, right? Pretty much.
Yes, they are.
They are very similar. They're both heavy reliant on the mechanics from like the various weapons, and there's not a ton of platforming. There's enough to consider it a platformer, but it's not
Ratchet have a shadow mode.
Ratchet and Clank is pretty much a fucking platformer.
Yeah, it doesn't have the super heavy. Neither, as far as I'm aware, neither game is super heavy or reliant on the collectathon. It has a bunch of stuff to collect.
You don't have to.
But you don't. Yeah, you don't have to get everything.
Yeah, so it's like for Ratchet and Clank, the incentive of getting the golden bolt is to get the golden weapons.
Yeah. I'm going Ratchet and Clank.
I have to go Jack, just because in terms of gameplay, I'd say that Jack 3 is definitely fun, and it's the art style fucking awesome. I like cartoony visuals, but I like the way that Jack took it in a more dystopian cartoon visual, like the one Spider-Man cartoon set in the future. Spider-Man 20 something.
I'm not 100% sure.
And it just like dystopian future. Jack.
So you are very choppy right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
Anytime.
So I'm gonna ask your guys' opinion on this one.
Yeah.
Of the two games, because this is what I'm gonna have to base this on. Which two games are better have better platforming elements?
Better platforming elements.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I-
because this.
I would say Ratchet and Clank, because there are entire like levels that are based on the platforming abilities. Like one of the very first levels in 2016 in the 2016 remake is an obstacle course, and that's platforming. You know, I think as far as how to reach the collectibles, there's a little bit more platforming in Ratchet and Clank.
In terms of adventure platformer, though, it definitely goes to Jack, because that's a huge fucking world to explore.
Ratchet and Clank is very linear. I will say that. There are secret areas, but it is very linear.
It's a very open game. It still has that little bit of linear gameplay, but it still gives you the opportunity to explore every. So I'd say I'd recommend Jack the most out of the two. Yeah, true. Jack 3 did have monster trucks with guns on them.
Any input before the final vote?
I mean, I guess as an overall whole game, sounds like Jack 3 just sounds like a more complete game in terms of like all the different things you can do.
Yeah, I saw your reaction to monster truck with guns.
I was like, yes, fuck yes. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's my last thought on that. Was just yeah.
So, final vote. Corey, did you have anything you wanted to say before final vote?
Oh, we can go to the final vote.
All right, Mac,
Jack 3.
Lancer,
Jack 3.
Corey.
I got love for Ratchet and Clank, but I also got love for Jack 3, so I'll go with Jack 3.
I am thoroughly upset. I'm Ratchet and Clank, and not just because it's the game that I threw in there, but because I honestly think the Ratchet and Clank series are the better games. That in my opinion, they're far superior to Jack and Daxter. But that's just my opinion.
Stop saying Jack and Daxter for Jack 3, you fuck.
Wait, did Daxter die in 2 or something?
No, he completely left the game. He actually had his own game series for a minute.
Yeah, he did.
SP while Jack 3 was out.
Oh, wait, why didn't it? For whatever reason, it's not showing up as. It's not showing up here, and I don't really know why. On the final branch here.
By Joe fucking boo.
I think what actually happens is they have like a falling out at some point in Jack 3, and that's when Jack.
Yeah. And that's when that Daxter game goes into play.
So that's.
You actually do play as Daxter in Jack 3.
No.
I don't remember something about Matrix. The Daxter games is fucking.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little, just a teensy weensy little bit salty about the way that ended. Jack 3 kind of just steamrolled over everything it touched.
Suck a dick, Greg.
Hey, I'm just saying. I'm allowed to be a little salty. You know how I'm gonna fight that salt? I'm gonna play Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, okay, yeah, the Daxter game.
I'm gonna play Jack 3 actually.
Like I'll show them. This game is better. It's better than Jack 3.
At least you made it to the finals. Yeah, that's true. All right. So along with picking the bracket, Mr. Lancer, you were charged with our bonus quest for the evening.
Ooh.
Wait, what? I was?
No? Did you forget it?
Wait.
I thought I said. Did I forget to mention that?
Up with mine on the spot.
Oh yeah, that's true. He did come up with his on the
we
spot.
can work on some shout outs while you try and think of something if you'd like. Some
Okay. So what do you need? You need a question, you need a
yeah, just a question of the day, a hypothetical, whatever you want to come up with, whatever it could be about anything.
Oh, you know what? No, I got it cuz it's actually a pretty hot topic right now. So,
all
yeah,
right.
I got it.
Let's hear it.
Go ahead. Oh, okay, you want it now? Okay.
Yeah, let's do it now.
Okay. All right, cool.
I already brought it up.
Yeah. So since it's such a hot topic right now, I think it would be a good idea to talk about the new Paper Mario game. Have you guys seen the trailer? And what are you guys' first impressions? If you haven't seen it, it's like a minute and a half. You could just take a quick look at it.
I saw a screenshot for it. Literally just
just watch the trailer
What's it
or
called?
the
Origami
reveal.
King?
Yeah, Origami King. Yeah.
It's super.
You know what?
hard.
I'll look at it too again. Just to.
Here, I'm gonna pull it up on stream.
All right, cool.
I love origami.
Or the fact that it doesn't show you much gameplay.
I just love
But I'm
origami.
still super excited for another Paper Mario.
Yeah, it doesn't show a lot of gameplay. That is true.
See, you guys are like, I'm excited for Paper Mario. I'm over here like origami. That's my shit.
That's my shit.
I've got it up on stream now.
All right, I'm looking at it too.
All right, this Origami Peach right off the bat is amazing.
It's also really creepy.
It is.
It's creepy, but it's adorable at the same time.
64.
I'm gonna stab you with my paper
Whoa,
hands.
will you crease yourself and be reborn like me? That's creepy as hell.
Okay, that's mad creepy. Crease yourself,
Wrong.
bitch.
I like the paper
That might be
puns.
better.
Goodbye. Is she possessed by some folding god? What the fuck is happening?
Yeah, the Origami King. Fucking origami the shit out of her.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
A new plot unfolds.
all the paper puns are hilarious.
Alright, the paper doesn't look too realistic, which I'm happy about. It's more like papery.
I like how Bowser is kind of sort of an origami, but not a full origami yet.
What the fuck was that paper mache Goomba? That thing was horrifying to look at.
Oh, Toad, the Explorer Toad is one of the companions. That's cool.
Oh boy, it's open. It's hella open world. Jesus Christ. I like the stretchy arms and extendo fingers.
Yeah. This looks wonderful. I love it. I'm loving every second of this.
Why is Bowser like a small two-fold paper dog?
It's super creepy, but I love it.
It is mad creepy looking.
I'm all about that.
I think my favorite thing about that trailer is I think that Bowser got his ass because he's just fucking two-fold the whole time.
Yeah, he's like kind of started. They started to origami him, but they didn't get to
Yeah,
finish
they
him.
didn't quite finish it.
Why do you
Yeah.
like Sean Bowser so hard.
But then like he teams up with Mario. That's
Yeah,
it's
but
cool.
still,
It's
like, my dude, you ain't even worth
cool.
the fold.
I'm about it.
He's like yeah, you only get a half, like one of those two folds. You're not worthy of a valley fold. It's like
Funny as fuck if he was just a crumpled up paper ball that rolls around.
yes, brainwash Peach is like really creepy. Like
Yeah.
it's like, will you be creased like me and be reborn? It's like fuck yes.
Shit.
Yeah, the Paper Mario games are so cool.
Yeah, I think the
For Creepy Peach.
the last Mario RPG I played was Partners in Time on the DS. Enjoyed that game. I missed all the Paper Mario games, but I'm definitely gonna play this one. I'm like excited for it.
Oh yeah, I think.
And I like all the creepy stuff that's going on with this one.
This is gonna be a fun
Actual
one.
last Mario RPG I played was the Mario and Rabbids.
Oh yeah, you're
wanted
talking
to
about
play
I didn't finish that one. but you're
Tactics
talking-
game.
The
Yeah,
tactics game. That game was really
like
good
XCOM
too.
-esque game.
So
I fucking
weird.
love that game. I still haven't finished it either.
I just
Yeah,
don't.
it's awesome. It's an awesome game.
I remember I was playing the one snowboarding game from Ubisoft, and there's a portion of the mountains that have giant snow rabbits, and you can hear them screaming just somewhere in the mountains. You're like, "Right there," but there's just screaming rabbits.
So
That's great.
Who wants to take for next week? I did I would go in rotation, but I did the first two, and then we threw the last one at Lancer.
Yes.
So
It's Corey.
Yeah, sure. Fuck it. I'll do it.
all right, cool.
I
So-
think
I'll forget
I think
about it and then come up with it on the day of.
as an idea, I think once we do a certain number of these, we could take either the final 4 or the top
Ooh.
2 of each of these brackets and throw them
Yeah.
together and have a like a best game, you know, or what are, in our opinion, best
Future
game of
ideas.
Yes,
We're gonna hold that
future.
a little close to our chest. We're not gonna give
What's
away too much of
the-
these ideas.
yeah, whatever you got, yeah, whatever you think, but just is just a base idea.
All right. Well, I believe that's it for us for the evening. If there was any games that you guys thought of that you might have wanted to see on this list, feel free to throw it out there. Watch for the YouTube
Earthworm
video.
Jim.
Earthworm Jim. That's 2D.
Is it 2D?
Yes.
Yeah,
There's a
that's
3D
side
one.
scroller. Is there a 3D one?
Yeah.
All right.
And that's the thing, like there's so many 2D games,
Yeah.
2D platformers that
2.5D.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Well,
But
thing
2D
is, it's like
platformers would be a tough one.
my expertise probably lies more in 2D platformers as opposed to
yet you were
3D
the
because
one
I
who
played a
decided
lot
3D.
of. I'm old. I'm really old, so I played a lot of 2D platformers.
All right.
Yeah, Earthworm Jim is 3D.
Oh, they had one in 3D.
Yeah, N64.
So all I remember is the one from the Super Nintendo where he launches the cow, and then the cow ends
Yeah.
up killing the was it the queen or the princess at the end?
Ape Escape.
Yeah.
Ape
Yeah.
Escape, yeah.
It's called
God,
From Jim 3D.
SpongeBob
Actually.
SquarePants the movie game.
no, it's all about
Oh,
the battle for
yeah. Battle for
Oh my
Bikini
God,
Bottom.
no.
Yes.
We're ending
Yes.
the stream. We're ending the podcast.
Be glad
before
we
these
didn't
guys
put
start
that in a
talking about
fucking
it.
bracket.
I
That
hate
might have
you.
won
I hate you
everything.
both. No, that. All right. Well, any final words? Anybody want to say any last? That doesn't involve SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom.
I was just gonna say, you know where to find all of us. We've said
Yep.
it enough, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Links
kind of
will be in
watching
the
all of
YouTube
it.
video,
so.
or just look for our names that are attached to our boxes. And Mac, play us out. I love it. That's the best.
Nice.
That was the best. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Thanks for doing it, I am